Okay, we're on. Cool. Fix my hair. Hello. I just feel like it's the most awkward intro. I just sat on Theo. Come on, will you move? I guess not. Hi. Hi, everyone. We're back.
We're back.
Episode 8.
Yeah, now we're behind the weeks.
Yeah. Welcome back to our Underwires&Waiverwires show. I'm Christine.
I'm Allie.
Hey.
Cool.
Cool. Got a lot to go into.
We do. Where do you want to start?
I don't know. We didn't really discuss anywhere to start.
Should we just go over the prediction outcomes?
Let's do it, because I feel like that always springboards us into much needed conversations.
Yeah. Okay, so, we did the 2 weeks out because we didn't film last week. So we both tied for week 7.
Okay.
Remember, we pre-predicted Thursday game in the, not last episode, but the episode before that.
Yep.
And you had gotten the winner of that, the Arizona and the Saints, so you were up starting the week. And then we tied, and where we ended up tying was I went with the Giants over the Jags. But we both got 9.
Hey.
So we each got a tally on the weekly wins and added 9 points to our board, which I thought was really impressive. I think it was 9
It's a good amount of predictions. That's hard to do.
Yeah, we each only missed 4 games. 9 out of 13 games. That's not bad at all.
Not bad.
And then week 8, we also did really well, too. I ended up taking 1 over you because you went with the Packers and the Bills. But I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm going to take that team to my grave. And
yeah.
They are killing me.
And for that, you don't have to wear the punishment this week.
Thank you, Allie. I am not having a good time at all with anything right now, so
yeah. But,
thank you.
So I ended up with 11 out of 14 games, I think we said, 14 or 15. Yeah, I out of 15. I missed 4 picks, and then you had 10.
You are having a good time.
It was close. Real quick on this, I thought that was really cool. This is week 8 was definitely our best that we both did in predictions.
We're getting better at this.
But
You're great. I'm good.
It was also 2 weeks in advance.
I know.
We didn't see what happened in week 7.
We did talk about that. Like, there were so many things that could happen, like injuries or trades. And, I mean, I think we did pretty damn good.
Yeah, that was also the most divided that we were. We were divided on 7 games. So, like, almost half the games we were just divided on. And it was crazy because the ones that we were torn on were very close games.
Very close games. Also, I feel like there was such high-scoring games this week.
There was a lot of multi-touchdown fantasy
I
players.
thought it was a good slate of games.
Yes, I think so too. It was fun because on Sunday, I still haven't been back to my Philly bar. I ended up, I don't know why I came down to this decision of...
He's mad.
Oh, he's on my side.
He is on your side.
He chose me today.
I mean...
Oh... This is so crazy. Oh, never mind.
He's back over here.
But anyway, so I ended up just watching it at a Duffy's, which I think I'm gonna start doing that from now on because it was actually really, really fun.
And that one's not far from me.
No,
where
it's
you
not.
watched it because I looked at it on the map.
It's like down the street. It's on Glades.
Yep.
So
there's one really close to here too. There's one that's closer.
Really, and it's probably close to my sister as well. If it's halfway.
Yep.
So I didn't think I was going to have anybody to watch the game with because, like, my mom's out of town. My mom was actually annoyingly in Philadelphia while there was...
Living the dream.
There was a hockey game going on, and she did not go to the hockey game. There almost was a baseball game, but it got postponed, so I can't take that away. She flew home Tuesday, but she almost could have gone to a baseball game, a World Series baseball game. Game 1.
Probably very expensive.
Or not game 1, game 3, but game 1, home game in Philly. She could have gone to a football game, and she could have gone to the Philadelphia Union soccer game, and they won the national conference.
But she went to a Halloween party.
She did. Instead,
and she was cool.
She had so many options, and she didn't go. I was like, I would have gone to at least 2 of those events.
Yeah.
Probably
definitely.
3. Honestly, I probably would have gone to the football game in the morning and then gone to the soccer game at night.
Just all the events.
Yeah.
I wonder how much the World Series tickets are going for. Have you looked?
I haven't.
I'm curious.
There's probably no tickets available. I'll look it up right now.
And they're not cheap.
There's probably not even any tickets available.
Yeah.
Maybe club tickets.
Yeah, maybe. Do you guys have a standing room at that stadium?
I've actually never been to the Phillies baseball
Really?
stadium.
I feel like
That's
you need
the
to go.
only one that I haven't been to. Well, I've never seen the Sixers play in the Wells Fargo Center, but I've been to the Wells Fargo Center for hockey.
Yeah.
I've been to the Link, obviously. And I've seen the Phillies play
Right
in
here.
Miami.
Right.
But I have yet
Which
to
is
go.
cool. I was thinking about that the other day too, how we had just gone to that game like a month ago.
I've
saw the
been thinking
Phillies.
about this baseball season for a long time because, well, not a long time, but a lot. I should say I've been thinking about it a lot because
You're manifesting.
this year started with the Phillies playing the home opener in Miami, and me and my sister went to that game. We didn't go to game one, we went to game two because I think game one was on a Thursday, and I think it was either on a Wednesday or a Thursday, I don't remember, but we didn't go to game one because we had family in town.
Right.
And we went on the Friday game. So game one had to have been a Thursday. So I would have never thought sitting there.
No,
that
even
this
when
would
we
be
went
going
like
on.
a month ago, I mean, you guys were looking good, but did it ever cross your mind that
We'd be in the World
World
Series.
Series?
I thought we were going to be in the playoffs for sure, but I didn't know when we were at that game.
Yeah.
That we almost weren't in the
Yeah.
playoffs at that point. The Brewers had caught up to us.
right?
And so it just, these last couple
Very
months with
fun.
baseball have been so crazy. But like, I remember the first game that we went to for the series down here, the Phillies went through their batting lineup in one inning.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
And that was really great. Like, we went to the game, like, not really having high expectations for the Phillies, but just excited that baseball season starting, you know. Football hadn't been going on. I guess hockey was still going on because the following week, went to a Panthers playoff game with the Capitals. And then we went to the basketball playoff game with the Sixers, like 2 days in a row. So May was a pretty fun month for sports, but then when we went again in July, when the Phillies came back down here again in July, they went through their batting lineup again, which was exciting. We got to see Didi, who became our favorite player the first time we went, because he got on base every time he was up to bat. All 4 times he got on base. And I remember, so I'm backtracking. I'm talking about the first series again, like opening series. But he got hit by a pitch. And I remember we're in this, like, the bougie section of the Marlins Stadium where you're, like, very, very close to the field.
Yeah.
And, like, they have waiters that will come and bring your food and stuff. Like, you just do one of those little scan things. And we were in the Sandy section. It wasn't Sandy section yet because they didn't have Sandy on the Marlins, but that's where we were sitting, and obviously we're surrounded by Marlin fans.
Of course.
And but everybody thought we were funny, which is cool. Like, it's cool when you go to a field. I mean, they were losing terribly, so they were joking about, oh, sit down, because me and my sister were just standing. I mean, if you've been watching the World Series and you've seen any of these playoff games in Philly,
awesome.
those fans do not sit down when stuff is happening. It's insane. I love seeing the stadium.
I love it too.
So anyway, then we go back to the July 16th game. We got to see Didi hit his first and only home run of the season, which was exciting. I got to see a Schwarber home run, which was exciting. And again, they went through their batting lineup again. And then fast forward to the final series that we went to, which was, I think, 4 weeks before regular season was over.
I was just trying to remember when we were there. Was it
either
August
3
or September? We were in September, right? When we went?
It was before I went to Cincinnati. It could have been September. It was September. It was, because I think it was September 10th.
Yeah, because we were watching a Thursday night football game on.
We were the Chiefs and the Chargers, which was week 2, I think.
Okay, so yes, it was early September. Mid-September.
Yeah, so I remember going to that game, not really paying attention to the standings, like just assuming that Philly is in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, we didn't really think much
and then
further than that.
Yeah, it wasn't until I went to Cincinnati and checked the standings that I was like, oh my God, the Brewers are potentially going to steal our playoff spot from them. And then the rest is history. And, you know, it's just, these World Series it's crazy this year.
My God.
We were just talking about it. This is probably one of the craziest World Series just because of what's going on with Houston and with Philadelphia.
Yes.
We play them on Thursday in Houston. we're playing the Houston Astros in Philly.
And you just
on
saying that to me
Thursday.
blew my mind.
Yeah.
Thursday is tomorrow's gonna be wild.
It is, and it's crazy because originally the Phillies were not supposed to be playing on Thursday.
Right.
But due to weather, everything got pushed today. So if we win tonight, potentially the Phillies could be winning the World Series on Thursday.
I have straight chills.
Dude, and
I'm not even a Philly fan, but I'm living through you right now.
When the Eagles are playing the Astros in Houston, and then we were talking about that, could you imagine if the Texans were actually playing in Philly?
It just would have been bananas over there.
They would have not been able to do that because there's going to be no parking at all.
Yeah.
And those two games, the amount of volume of sound that would be coming from that those stadiums, anyone who doesn't know about Philly, their sports complex, it's basically a triangle.
Yeah.
You have Citizens Bank literally across the street, across the parking lot, essentially, from the Eagles. Where we parked for you have to drive past it. When you're coming off 95, you have to drive past Citizens Bank to get to the Eagles, to the link.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we didn't come off 95, though. I think we actually, because we were in South Philly, so we were just coming up the street. But it doesn't matter. They're right. You could see one from the other. And then you also have the Wells Fargo Center is on the other corner. And then in the middle is the Xfinity Center. And I don't know if there's a lot of other cities that have. I mean, I know that the Bengals and the Reds are right next to each other.
I think a lot of teams are trying to develop that whole thing now moving forward, where it's chaotic. Everything is kind of in its own, it's like a destination for everything.
It is really cool.
I know that's what the Bears are planning in Arlington Heights, and I forget what year they're supposedly going to do that, but they're building the stadium there, and there's going to be a hotel, just kind of how Wrigleyville was when we went to Chicago.
Yeah.
How there's everything centers around the Cubs there.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think
Green Bay's
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It is cool. For nerds like us.
Yeah.
What could be better than that?
I think that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, just when I remember watching Game 1 and Game 2 in Houston, I wasn't in Houston, but when they were in Houston, and you see the fans, and they're motivated fans, they're supportive fans, but you kept seeing so many Philly fans.
Yes.
And I was looking all last night. I could not find a single Astros fan in that crowd.
I kind of felt the same way.
Could not see a single seat that had a body in it. And everybody on their feet.
So awesome.
It is the coolest city.
No.
It is so cool,
and
it's just so exciting. I meant to look this up because Game 3 last night, our first game in Philly, we had 5 home runs. I don't know if that's ever been done in a World Series game. I'll have to look that up. But not only were they 5 home runs in the game, they were 5 home runs against the same pitcher.
Yeah.
Which
that was kind of blowing my mind too. I'm they're just leaving this guy in. It was just crazy.
I didn't have any audio for the game.
Right.
I was out at the bar. But I was in my group chat with my mom and my sister, and they were saying that they couldn't take that pitcher out. And I think it has to do with your starting rotations, because originally we were going to not put Ranger Suarez in, who is my favorite pitcher, by the way. So that side note on Ranger Suarez, he sometimes is a closer, is a starting pitcher also. I've always admired him as a pitcher. I love his composure. He's always smiling. He's always having fun. He pitched in the Padres game that got us to the World Series. He was the closing pitcher for that game,
nice.
Which was exciting. And I remember when I was up in Philly, I was talking about our pitching, and I'm I really like Suarez. And whoever I was talking to, Suarez isn't that great. I mean, it's all about Nola and Wheeler. Nola and Wheeler put up 5 runs.
Yeah.
He shut down the Astros yesterday. Yeah. Suarez, and he's just, I love watching him pitch. We might not see him the rest of the World Series, but anyway,
it worked out.
Yeah, and I think because I was confused too why I think his name's McCullens or whatever the pitcher for the Astros, and I felt so bad for him because each time they hit, he knew each time,
yep.
And
you can always tell too when it comes off the bat.
Oh yeah, that sound But they couldn't take him out, and this is don't quote me on this, but this is what I'm thinking is the problem. Because there's a certain order, and even that guy that I met that pitched for the Brewers, or pitches for the Brewers, says that every 6 days is when a starting pitcher can pitch again. And I think there's a certain number of pitches they can throw per week or something like that.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
So, because we also took Suarez out, I believe, in the 5th inning or after the 5th inning. Sometimes they'll go to a 6th inning or
Right.
a 7th, depending on their pitch count, which his pitch count should have been really low.
Right. Yeah.
I think there was only one time that they had 2 people on base. So he probably won't throw anymore, but because of like who the Astros need going forward and their bullpen, that guy had to pitch at least 5 innings. They couldn't take him out.
Man,
so it has something to do with
it
that.
was rough to watch for him.
Yeah.
But, like, I kept sending you, like, the like, head exploding emoji.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I was like,
my phone was
it was just, like,
blowing
one
up.
after the next after the next. It was so awesome for you guys.
I was so excited about Marsh's home run because he was
Yeah.
kind of in a slump.
Yeah.
And
you told me that.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I didn't realize.
Wait, Marsh is the guy with the big beard, right?
Yeah, Brandon Marsh.
That's the one I was like, that guy's cool. I love his beard.
So he actually hit the winning home run, not the series that you and I went, or the game that you and I went to, but in that same series when I went on Tuesday with the Marlins group. The Phillies won that game, and he hit the winning home run.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, so he was in a slump pretty much most of the postseason, and he finally got a home run. Alec Boehm got his first home run in the postseason, and it was in the World Series. The Marsh home run was crazy, though, because I thought it bounced off the wall, which technically is a double, and I think he thought so, too, because he stopped, but then the ref...
That was the one...
A kid went
the
to
little
catch
kid,
it.
like you could see it kind of like
glove
tipped
was
his
way
glove.
too big for
yeah,
him.
it like kind of tipped his glove, but that was gone. That ball was gone.
If it touches a fan,
Yeah,
it's out. If it touches the wall, it's in.
I know.
So
I was thinking,
didn't
I was like,
realize
oh my
that.
god, that kid, he's gonna be on
I
every
know.
like highlight all week.
Yeah,
You know, like that's pretty
he's
cool
a hero because he got him the home run, but also bummer that he dropped it. I felt so bad for him, but yeah, and then
Pretty
Schwarber
cool,
had a home. I mean, we started with the Bryce Harper home run,
Yep.
which was insane. I texted my mom and my
So
sister that he was due for a home run at 7:47 or 7:52 before the game started, and his first pitch homers.
So
Schwarber
cool.
walked. He was on base.
I love playoff and World Series baseball.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so fun to
5
watch.
home runs.
I know.
That's wild.
The whole series has been great though so far. Like
It's been good.
So, every game has been so good
yeah.
and so competitive. Well, last night wasn't super competitive.
Oh, but it was a great game.
But the first
game
two,
1 is
oh
still
my
my
God.
favorite just
Game
because
one
of
was
how
just-
dramatic it was.
It was insane.
It was good.
That game was so fun to watch.
I mean, even game 2 or a loss. I mean, if you're gonna if we have to lose to any pitcher, I don't mind losing to Valdez.
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the lineup for the next 3 or 4 games, so he could potentially be pitching game 7 if it goes to that. I think they had the schedule up and through game 6, which I believe Verlander would be pitching in game 6. So I don't know who these next 2 guys are that they're throwing, but I do like Valdez a lot. That whole story behind him and him getting into the major league. So tip my hat to him. I don't mind that he got us. I mean, we were making contact on the ball, just not the right kind of contact. But everything about this series is just crazy to me.
know.
You know, and then like I was saying, then we got Houston, the Phillies or the Eagles playing in Houston on Thursday, and I had this dilemma when that came out, you know, and I didn't tell you what was going on, but I was like, what jersey am I going to wear on Thursday?
You gotta put your Eagles jersey under this and then put this on top and like leave it open.
So I thought about doing something extreme like that.
You have to be extreme.
You think I should do that?
Absolutely.
I didn't think about, but every time I wear this, the Phillies win. So that's why I'm worried.
But you'll still be wearing it.
So originally I was going to be depending on what happened today.
Okay.
If we lose, I think if we lost, I was like, maybe I'll wear the Eagles. And I was like, if we win, I'm definitely wearing this because we could win Thursday night and be World Series champions. But then I saw the Eagles posted their jerseys for the week. And they're wearing their white shirts and white pants.
Oh,
all white.
That's clean.
I don't own a white Eagles jersey, but I own a white Phillies jersey.
I don't know. If it were me,
I thought about wearing the Phillies getup like I always do, but maybe wear white shorts because the white on white for the Phillies and the Eagles. And maybe doing braids with a green bow and a red bow.
you could do that.
I have to have my red bow in because they always win when I wear the bow.
I know, that too. You have to have that.
So, I don't know, but maybe I will put the...
I think you should go Eagles jersey underneath, this guy on top, and then do the bow thing.
Okay. I'll look like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Whatever, as you should, Queen. This is your time to shine.
Yeah. I love that the baseball jerseys are buttoned down.
I know. I'm so happy for you.
This is exciting.
This is like...
The Union won on Sunday, too. They won the conference.
I just want to be you. right now.
You know what it is, though, is the Eagles have had a rough time ever since our Super Bowl win with a lot of just our records have not been good. They've not been bad, but we've had a lot of drama on and off the field.
Yeah, it's just been kind of
the Phillies have been
average.
kind of like terrible. I remember a few years ago being like, the Phillies are so bad they almost don't exist. And that wasn't that long ago. That was after we won the Super Bowl. Last year we started doing really well. We almost made it to the playoffs, but then the Braves beat us, and then obviously they won the World Series, and then I don't know. So I think, I know you're having a rough time with the Packers and them not having a great season, but I think it's these seasons where they're like rough that make the winning seasons so much more satisfying.
You're
I don't
right.
think I haven't been in tears one win from the World Series. Like, I go home and I rewatch because, like, I'm at the bar, so they don't normally have the audio going, and even if they do, it's not very loud. So I haven't. The commentary on the baseball games has been so great.
Yeah.
For when the Phillies are doing well, and like I'll sit there and I'll listen to them like talk about like Bryce Harper's home run, and when they went to and I just like sit in my car and I'm like, this is so great, and I cry, and I'm just like having my moment to myself because, I mean, I was in high school the last time the Phillies won the World Series.
But you're right. You gotta have some bad times to make the good times extra good.
It just makes it so much cooler.
I've been spoiled for 30 years as a Packer fan. Like, it's crazy to think that we've had 2 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's been 30 years. So
you guys did not, like, speaking of the Packers now, you guys did not look that bad on Sunday against the Bills.
There was a little bit of life there.
There was a lot of life.
There was
with
a little
not
bit
a lot
of life
people
there.
out there.
I know.
You know
we were
what I
pretty
mean?
thin.
You guys were a busted team going against the best team in the league.
I am not having a good time. I'm not. It's been really tough. And then I feel like the trade deadline thing yesterday was just the salt in my wounds. Like, I really believed that we would take a wide receiver. Not that that would fix all of our issues.
That would help.
It would help.
Which wide receivers were you thinking of getting?
I really wanted DJ Moore. But they did put they offered for Claypool. He went to the Bears. I don't know if you saw that.
I did
But
see
we offered
that.
the
That's annoying.
We both offered a second-round pick to the Steelers for Claypool, and they took the Bears instead over us because they figured, like, the Bears will come out with a worse record than us, so they'll have, like, a higher pick for the draft this year than the Packers would. So...
Wait, who? Say that again?
They went with the Bears pick. We offered the same thing, our second-round draft pick.
Oh, I got you.
But they went with the Bears because they think they're going to come out with a better record than us a worse record than us this season. So they took the Bears. But joke's on them because the Packers might come out with a worse record this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the whole thing. Like, I guess I kind of
You guys literally have the same record right now.
Yeah. Part of me is, like, not that angry because...
Do you think Claypool would have really made a huge difference on your team?
And to be honest with you, I didn't really want Claypool.
Yeah.
I wasn't really high on him.
I think there's a reason that didn't work out in your favor.
We don't do shit like that. We don't do anything with the trade deadline anyway, but I just feel like this team is so depleted. And if we signed Rodgers to an extension, why aren't we just, like, surrounding him with people to help him win now? But also, I have this theory, like, maybe they know this team is just kind of mediocre and they just want to tank at this point to get a better draft pick, or it's just not worth, like, it's not worth anything at this point because it is a mediocre team, and why should we waste a draft pick?
It's frustrating, though, because I still don't think you guys are a mediocre team. Your defense just keeps not trying in critical moments.
We were supposed to be really great too this season. I don't know what happened with that.
You guys did a switcheroo on Sunday. Normally your defense is really strong in the first half.
Yeah.
And then kind of falls apart in the second half. But it was the opposite. Your defense looked so good in the second half of the game. I don't even think the Bills scored in the second half, did they?
Then, I don't know if they did. The Bills definitely didn't look very good in the second half. I feel like I don't know what was going on with them, but that kind of worries me too because they obviously, like, it was clear that they just were whatever the second half. Like, they weren't playing up to the Bills' standard. So I don't know if we're actually improving things.
They still had all their starters out there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just
And you guys had...
very sad.
You had people not on your... Honestly, the further down your lineup that you kept putting people in, the better you guys were looking.
Yeah. I have read that too this week. A lot of people said that same thing.
What happened
when our linebackers went out?
What ended up happening with the guy that got ejected from the game?
I don't know.
Is he back this week?
I think he'll be back this week. They were talking about like suspending him.
That will be
but
BS if they suspend him.
I know. I think
he shouldn't have done it.
Don't get me wrong. It was a really stupid move.
But we talked about this when that happened. How is that? Okay, so yes, he deserves to be suspended or ejected from the game. That's very, very like beyond unsportsmanlike.
Right,
even
you
when
just
they
don't
showed
do
Matt
that.
LaFleur, like he's like, "What are you thinking?"
Yeah, exactly. And he did come out and say like, "That's not how our team conducts themselves. Like, we can't be making mistakes like that." Did he ever come out and
say something about it?
I don't know. I think he had
a young kid.
He was gonna say like, I think I read something like he had a reason, or he wanted to talk to the press about the reason he like went off like that, or what was said to him. But I don't
the Bills
know
were definitely pushing their button. For all we know, that guy. So the guy that he shoved was a tight
end's coach.
But he also was a player, I thought.
Oh, was he a tight end? I thought it came up as he was like a tight end's coach.
I thought I heard he was like a backup or something,
Maybe.
so he's like coaching, but yeah, he's not like a head coach.
Right.
But for all we know, he could have been saying chirping
you
them
never
on
know.
the tunnel.
Right, you never know what's said.
He could have been saying something to him as he was like, it looked like he was helping him.
It did look like he was
helping
stopping
him from rolling into somebody.
And I'm sorry, you don't stoop to that person's level even if something is said, you know?
Yeah.
You don't make stupid mistakes like that in such an important game.
It was early in the game. Like, why are you that frustrated
already?
Exactly. It was, I think, the first quarter.
I don't know.
Or the start of the second. I don't know. But
I feel frustrated, too.
But anyway, I feel like if they suspended him, but then didn't, or they ejected him out of the game, so he's done for the game, but Davante Adams still hasn't been suspended for his antics.
No.
So how is it,
I don't know.
It's, like, weird to me.
It is. That's a very good point.
I thought we talked about that.
We did.
Yeah.
But it's a very good point.
It doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? Like, that just kind of proves that he should have also got suspended.
Yes.
And not on his bye week.
Yes, I know, I agree.
And now at this point it's too late.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
There was a lot
of other things about that game that I wanted to talk about, though. Biggest thing was the
oh my god,
the back and forth.
Me and Allie loved this.
So it was funny. What is that? His name?
Jair Alexander.
Okay, and you did say he was going to get an interception that game.
Yeah, you could tell how heated he was. I was like, this is going to happen.
So
I know that much.
We talked about this too at work. I remember talking about this. Another thing I don't understand about that game is Stephon Diggs running out of the tunnel, taunting
with the team,
the Packers,
taunting all the
coming all the way out onto the field to the end zone,
and then going back.
That should have been called taunting.
He was running his mouth to like coaches on the sideline too, like coming out of the tunnel.
Now,
which is another whole thing that goes
should
along
have been
with what we
a
just
personal foul call, and it should have been reflected on they received the ball first. Should have been reflected on that first.
Yeah.
It didn't matter because you guys shut them out 3-0 or 3 and out, you know what I mean? But it's just like, that shouldn't be allowed. You're starting the game off in this heated. So, and then from there, it just.
And I like football banter. Like, I'm okay with it. I think there should be more banter, but yes, this was very annoying.
It was obnoxious. It's one thing when you're like, it's basically like picking on the weaker team.
Yeah, exactly. There was no, like, why are you running your mouth?
Yeah, if the Packers.
We suck. Newsflash.
If the Packers were their normal Packer selves, winning games, great receivers, whatever, it would make sense.
Right.
It'd be annoying, but it would make sense.
Right.
But you guys literally had
clear
all your starters are injured, basically, pretty much.
Right.
Even Aaron Rodgers is a little injured. He still has his thumb wrapped up.
Problem.
And you're playing a team that I think has the most scores than any other team, and you're Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
You're one of those people responsible for all those points, for this team doing so well. You're bullying on the little guy.
Yep, pretty much. It just makes you look
silly.
goofy.
Yeah, you look like a jerk.
Ridiculous.
And I really liked Stephon Diggs.
I have no issues. I honestly love the Bills.
He's kind of a poor loser.
Yeah.
A poor winner.
Yeah,
a
poor winner.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was kind of obnoxious.
that behavior. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
And then when they kept showing him, like, getting all up close And then Alexander's like going like this. But then when they did the compilation,
they did like a compilation
God,
towards the end of the game
so
of like
funny.
all the back and forth, the whole game between them.
Between
And
those two.
me and Allie were cracking up. It was great. And then the sword move, the Jair
Oh my
Alexander
God,
sword
yeah.
mover is like pretending to like stab him and then put it back in his belt.
Because when you rewatch
So funny.
the tackle from that, he didn't even really tackle him.
No!
It was the other guy, and
Right.
he kind of assisted.
Right.
Almost got in the way
But
a
he
little
still
bit.
wanted to like
But then
assert
when
his
he was
dominance.
standing over Diggs like that and doing his little maneuver, that's some like what Ocho Cinco.
Yeah,
stuff.
right, right.
Like, it was just so funny.
I love Jair. Like, I've always loved Jair, and I think he's a phenomenal player, but, like, that whole thing just made me want to get his jersey.
Oh my God, that was so great.
It was so funny. It was so friggin'
I've
funny.
never seen that before.
I know. They looked like two little kids just, like, bantering.
Oh, they
and,
looked like they
they were doing this.
Like, and I'm like, what is going on out there? Are they even paying attention? There's a game going on.
But apparently, like, I've read that they, like, actually hate each other.
Yeah, I wonder what
actually
the
hate, like, they actually have
story
beef.
behind that is.
We should probably look into that more. That'd be funny to read about. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking up the baseball tickets
Oh, I
because
want to know
about that.
what the price on those are. That's right. We always get sidetracked. Even our
Yeah,
last episode.
you could buy tickets for Boston's Red Sox spring training.
Cool.
Maybe there's no
Available tickets
at all. Let's see, Phillies. It's probably also pinning me to Florida.
Always. My phone always thinks I'm in Chicago. It's so weird.
Oh, here we go. Houston Astros at Phillies. So the cheapest ticket is $1,200.
Woo! I don't know. My price, I guess it's all relative to like how well you do in your life. But if the Packers were in a Super Bowl and I was able to go, I probably would shovel out my last chunk of change on
the deck too, which is a section that in Miami they've never sold a single ticket in, and Philly is selling tickets for $1,200.
The Miami Marlins games are such jokes down here. You can go to a Miami Marlins game for like $6 and sit front row, basically. Any of you that don't know that, it's insane. It's great
fun.
for sports fans. You
It's
just like
super
love
fun.
like us. Like we just
honestly,
like to go to a game.
I kind of like the Marlins.
I don't mind them.
I like the fans. I like the players on the Marlins too. Yeah. I would take them as the second team.
And the stadium's really nice.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to go to. Their arepas need some work, but you know. My cheese wasn't even melted.
Game 3, the cheapest ticket is $1,500.
Wow. Well, we'll just buy another lotto ticket, and then when we're billionaires, we can go to the World Series.
It is drawn tonight.
Oh my God! I have to go buy a ticket.
I
have to go get a ticket.
But yeah, it's crazy too because I was talking about the difference between the fans and not anything against Houston and their fans, but the type of people they show and their fans, they kind of just like look like people that could afford a $1,500 World Series baseball ticket, or they had like crazy gimmicky costumes. Yeah. I know it was Halloween weekend, and the Philly game was supposed to be on Halloween, and they were showing some fans that were showing up in their costumes, and some of my favorites that I did see, there was somebody dressed up as Kyle Schwarber, actually looked just like Kyle Schwarber and his wife.
Oh, and that's a lot of research.
But the woman, you didn't think I looked to see if Schwarber was single or not?
Schwarber, if you watch this, call
that would be so cool. Schwarber, I got your.
He's one of our 16 subscribers.
But no, so I mean, I don't know if you know. I stand over left field just to stalk him.
Wow.
Well, that's why I go up there. It's not for the bar, the Budweiser bar. It's because Kyle Schwarber's in left field.
I remember.
He's literally right there. But anyway, no. So this guy dressed up as Schwarber, and they did the whole Schwarber Fest at Wawa with the hoagies.
Yeah.
So this guy's lady dressed up as a Wawa hoagie.
I love that.
And it was so sick.
That's so cool. I love
there was
Wawa
another
too.
one that was really good, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah. So, but when you look at our crowd, to me, and again, I'm probably just being biased. I made the whole comment when I was watching the Yankees-Astros games with Oscar and Tony, and I was like, it's like when the Yankees were playing in Houston at this point, and I was like, it's so annoying when you're watching when you're the away team and the home team fans, because even when we were playing the Cardinals and the Braves, their fans were just so annoying looking. Just annoying. Like, they just looked like expecting to win and not worried at all when their team was losing. And just, like, not standing, on their phones. And then I'm like, they just look annoying. But whenever they show the Phillies at home, the fans just look so happy.
Yeah.
But that's probably how everybody feels about their team. But anyway.
That's true. You got your rose-colored glasses on.
When you watch, though, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when you watch, like when I watched that game last night, and like everybody is on their feet.
Yeah.
Every person.
But it's good to be a Philly fan right now.
And those people look like hardworking people. Like, they look like they just, like, Philly is a very hardworking city.
Yes.
And, you know, I feel like the people that were at the Astro games are the people that can afford to go. But the Phillies, anybody that lived in Philly is there. They're in the parking lot. They're downtown watching the game. It just looked like just your average Joes, just all at this game. I mean, I'm sure there's like very wealthy people also.
Yes.
Fletcher Cox was at the game last night.
That's so cool.
That was pretty cool. But it just, to me, the crowd just looks so different.
Yeah.
Like, it just, and it makes it so much cooler. Like, these are just, like, such deserving fans. And I watch the crowd sometimes more than I'm watching.
Of course.
So, next season, I definitely got to go up there for a Phillies game.
You must. You got to get to that stadium.
Yeah, maybe I'll go when they play the Marlins up there. Or we can go when they play the Cubs.
That would be really cool.
Are the Cubs in the American League or the National?
I should know that.
I think you're in the National League.
I'm a terrible Cubs fan.
I think the Cubs are in the National.
I think they're
National League with
too.
us. I think they're in the same division with the Brewers.
I haven't really been
The
paying
Central.
attention to baseball, other than
Only
playoffs and World Series baseball. I'm not really. I like watching baseball, but I don't keep up with it.
They are in the National League. They're Central, so they are with the Brewers.
Yeah, we play them all the time.
And we do play you guys. We actually lost to the Cubs, which almost cost us getting into the playoffs.
I remember, I remember seeing that.
We can't even beat the Cubs.
Yeah, they're not very good. Yeah. But, should we get to our...
Yeah, enough baseball talk.
We totally just went 36 minutes. We were like, let's get to our predictions or our standings or whatever we were going to talk about, and now we're just...
Oh, I thought I did say that. I did 11...
Oh, yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, and then I said you didn't have to wear the bra.
Thank God.
We were talking about the Packers. I mean, it's also been a while since we've done an episode. I mean, the last time we did an episode, Eagles had not played Dallas yet.
That's true. It feels like so long.
Yeah, the Phillies did not clinch the National League Championships
series
true.
Yet. You were talking about shaving your head.
Oh, not my head. I was maybe
going to
do like a corner, but I don't know if I'm going to do it.
Don't do that. As someone that enjoys your hair, please don't.
Yeah, but if the Phillies win, I feel like I have to.
I mean, if you must. Just get a Phillies tattoo.
I will. I'll get ill on this finger.
There you go.
I have my Eagles tattoo, my fly for Fly Eagles Fly, and then I'll do the ill on this finger.
You should totally do that.
Yeah.
Love it.
The Flyers are also doing pretty good, too. They were. I think we lost to the Rangers last night in overtime, which is impressive because the Rangers are really good. And the fact that I don't know who was goaltending last night. I gotta look that up too. But for a minute, I don't think we are anymore, but we were winning our division in hockey.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Oh my God.
But no, don't have high expectations for the Flyers. We're a young team, maybe in the next couple of years, but
I think you're doing just fine.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself next week because
soccer.
I've just been like...
You mean without baseball?
Yeah. Like, I've been going and watching a sporting event every night of the week for like the last almost 3 weeks.
That's so good.
What am I going to do with
And I'm the opposite. I'm just like not even enthusiastic right now.
I'm going to have sports withdrawals.
You might.
I have to go back to waiting once a week to watch football.
Get into bowling or something.
My mom does bowling. Well, there'll still be hockey. There's basketball. I guess I could get more into basketball.
That's kind of where I'm going to put my heart.
The Bucks are doing good.
Bucks are doing great.
They're doing better than the Tampa Bucks.
Oh, yes. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
Not the Packers, though.
They actually looked a little bit better when they played the Ravens that Thursday night game was really good.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed watching that
that was actually a decent game to watch.
Yeah, that was really good.
But
I feel like something crazy happened in that game.
It came out this week that Tom Brady and Giselle did file for divorce. I think
we
when we
already know that?
started, we were talking about it. But
This whole time that hasn't been confirmed until just now.
This whole week. This week it came out that they actually like filed for divorce, and we speculated.
I think Tom Brady is better than her anyway. That man, you know what I think this all is?
What do you think it all is?
I think that Giselle is washed up now. I mean, she's still gorgeous, don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But her career is kind of over. Like, she's not really... I mean, models, you don't really... Does she still model?
I don't know much about her, but I do believe...
That is exactly the point I'm making, though, is she's becoming
I thought
irrelevant.
her net worth was bigger than his.
It probably is because of, like, clothing lines.
Right.
I mean, Victoria's Secret is a very expensive company. But... she is becoming more irrelevant. Most people don't know a lot about her, and Tom Brady is just
still relevant.
Probably the most talked about athlete.
For sure.
You know, he's a very decorated athlete.
Very much so.
And I think that she might be a little bit jealous.
I think it's just more of like a time thing. I think she wanted him to stay home, retire, be with them a little bit more, spend more time with the kids and her, and then he was just like, I can't.
Yeah, but he's not.
I can't.
They've been married for so long.
I know, but I think she was like, this is it. Finally, we're going to get to live the rest of our lives out.
You know, though, that when Tom Brady retires, he's probably going to end up coaching something.
He's going to go into broadcasting. Remember, they offered him that crazy $100 million.
He's going to probably end up being even more busy as a retired football player than he was as a football player.
I think maybe like she thought it would go different, like retirement would be different, but I think he's a crazy, amazing athlete, you know? He's got that competitive nature, and he can't stop.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people lining up to marry Tom Brady and be okay with him not being around.
Not attracted to you, Tom Brady, but if you need a wife.
I'm single. I would never marry Tom Brady. You know what's funny, though? This is another, like...
got the cheekbones.
Such a mom thing that my mom said to me. I think I already texted you about this, but apparently Giselle is like a witch or into that like witchy
You did
stuff.
tell me that, yes, and I did send you a funny text back.
She was saying that the reason why Tom Brady has always had a successful career is because...
it's the good witch voodoo.
Yeah, and then I guess she was seen coming out of some building office or something. I think it was a divorce lawyer who also was... the divorce lawyer for some other famous couple that got divorced, but whatever. And that she put a hex on Tom Brady. And that's why he's been doing so bad. And his team's been doing so bad.
Can you please lift the Aaron Rodgers hex then?
Maybe Giselle needs... Hey, isn't Aaron Rodgers isn't single. He's dating a witch lady, though, isn't he? That's what my sister said.
Apparently, he's dating a witch lady.
Well, she's got terrible powers.
Yeah, can we, like, not do this anymore? There's too many hexes floating around.
Why is there so many witches out?
There's so many witches!
Affecting our football.
We need to sage the NFL. Sage the Packers, sage the Bucks. Actually, just sage the Packers. The Bucks can suck. At least I got that going for me.
Oh, man. They're doing terrible.
It's just a weird season.
It is a very weird season.
All the teams you thought would be good are not.
Hey, I wouldn't say that.
Everything's, like, there's just been a lot of turntables.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of out-of-pocket teams.
Yeah.
Out-of-pocket.
But that's kind of cool. It might be just the way it goes for the next few years.
It's been exciting.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend was very exciting. There was, like we were saying before, there was a lot of high-scoring games.
Yep.
A lot of multi-touchdowns.
A lot of multi-touchdowns.
Who do you think your player of the week was for week 8? This was just week 8? Player of the week. I know who mine was.
I don't know. You can't just spring stuff on me because I have a terrible memory. And it'll take me a while to reflect on everything I saw.
Well, mine was definitely McCaffrey.
McCaffrey had a week. That's a good one.
Dude, that pass that he threw.
It would have to be McCaffrey.
He was an all-star.
He had the catchdown, the catchdown, the thrown touchdown
that
catch.
He threw.
Yeah, and then he had the rushing touchdown, and then he did the 3. So he caught a pass for a touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown, and then what was the last one?
He threw it.
He threw it, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the crazy, like, that never happens. Like,
well,
that hasn't happened in, like...
he scored 3 touchdowns himself.
Yeah.
Like, his body had the ball. And
Right.
So, and then he threw one.
Then he threw, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how they all. I know he caught in the end zone.
Right.
I know he ran in.
Ran one in.
Did he catch and then run?
Maybe.
Was that one of them?
I didn't watch
Who
the
knows?
game. I was busy.
Was that a 1 o'clock game or a 4 o'clock?
I think it was 4:25 game. Why?
I don't know why I wasn't watching. Okay, you know why I wasn't watching that? Because I was hoping that the Colts were going to put Nick Foles in.
No.
And they kept teasing me and showing him sitting there on the bench.
I feel
looking at all the playbooks.
I feel like me and Colts fans can just like cry together because I feel like they're going through like a lot of shit with their season 2.
I mean, they lost
and a lot of disappointment.
Okay. I will also say that I wouldn't be upset if I was the Colts and I lost by 1 point to Washington because I think Heineke is a lot more chemistry with the team.
I think so too.
And I think that with him, the Washington Commanders have more weapons. They have 2 great running backs. Antonio Gibson got me 17 points, even with Robinson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Robinson.
Being back in. Wait, isn't a Robinson also on... No, I'm thinking of Stevenson on the Patriots. That was another good game. That was heartbreaking.
Did you see today that Dan Snyder came out and said that they might be selling the team, the Commanders? Which everybody's happy about because everybody hates that guy.
What?
But I think it's more like they're probably going to sell like a percentage of the team, but he's still going to like have control because he's still going to be majority owner.
They're not moving the team.
No.
Okay.
But they're looking. It made it.
We need to win the lottery. We could buy.
Well, that's why I was bringing this up because I was
so
thinking about that. But I think even if he sells a percentage, I think whatever the small, like even if he's had like a 10%, sold 10% of that team, it'd still be like $1 billion.
It's $1 billion Powerball.
I know.
It might be more.
This is so realistic.
In Florida right now, if we have any people that watch that don't live in Florida, our lottery, our Powerball lottery is over $1 billion. So me and Christine went out on Monday before the drawing to buy a lottery ticket together.
Yes.
And we were saying that we could own a football team because I guess you were saying the least expensive team is the Bengals.
I think it showed the Bengals, but I think the Commanders were up there too.
But if we're only buying a percent, we could definitely afford that.
St. Petersburg man wins $1 million after playing $5 scratch-off game. I want to know what the current pot is at.
Put Power 8 ball.
Power 8.
Or Powerball.
Powerball.
I don't know if the 8
lottery. $1.2 billion.
Whoa.
Second highest total ever.
So we could have $1 billion and then $2 million to do something else, to go to the World Series.
Here's what I'm going to do. Well, this was my plan as of Monday, but it didn't work out yesterday.
I was going to win. 2 numbers.
Not even close. I was going to win, and then because the Packers are privately owned, I was going to send a chunk of money to every Packers owner. And then they would sign me over the rights to the team, so I would then own the Packers and then go out and take someone in the trade deadline before 4 p.m.
Do you think that
Rebuilt.
Everybody on the that owns the Packers would sell the Packers shares?
No way.
Yeah.
That would never happen. Even if someone mailed me a check for like $10,000, I'd be like, no, I love my Packers stock.
Yeah.
Well,
so
maybe
that
not.
wouldn't have worked anyway.
Where is my Packers stock? It's up there. You guys can't see it. I am a shareholder. Yeah. Yes. No one would give me complete. No. There's no way that would happen. Well, but there is a lot of talk, like, do you think we would be in this kind of a situation if we actually had an owner?
You guys aren't in a situation.
We're in a situation.
You're in a situation compared to your last 30 years of
glory. We are very spoiled fans. Yeah, absolutely. But we expect greatness.
I guess, too, like, you guys in Wisconsin, Minnesota, like, there's not, like... Sports is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. It's cold and there's not a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, I'm very bitter today because I watched the Vikings make a move and I watched the Bears make a move. And we are the ones that needed to make the move and we didn't. So I think it just kind of added, like, insult to injury for me.
We talked about this a little bit. Actually, let's go into the trades. Because there wasn't a lot, but...
you're stinky.
I was a little worried at first when I saw that Hawkinson's was no longer. I love how I always add an S to the end of his name.
You pluralize it. My mom does that. She pluralizes everything. I think it's kind of cute, though. She does it innocently.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I do that sometimes with
my mom
with names.
You do that. Names. My mom also thought that LOL standed for lots of love for like 2 years.
That is so cute.
I know, and I just let her roll with it. I was like, it's adorable.
I love that. Maybe it does, and maybe we've been wrong.
Maybe mom's right.
Yeah.
She was right about most things.
Lots of love. I love that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was a little worried when I saw that Detroit lost Hawkinson's to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, he's never going to get targeted.
Oh,
but then I was
thinking
about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody knows that Jefferson's is like...
Jefferson's.
Yeah, that Jefferson is... I'm just going to call him JJ.
Yeah.
That he's the go-to guy. Yeah. And then Thielen, I can never say his
name.
Thielen.
Yeah.
That he's also another target. Hawkinson's might be better on the Vikings for me.
The Vikings look good.
The Vikings,
bad as it hurts to say it, to feel those words come off my tongue.
Are all crazy.
They are a good team, and I have to respect them because I mean I feel like they know they have a solid shot now, and they are investing in it. You know,
they, in my opinion, just like an outsider's perspective of coverage and people that I know, and you're not in this group, or Eric, like none of my Packer fans, because I know you guys are all worried about the Vikings.
Yes, we're very biased.
The Vikings are just coasting under the radar. They're one of, I think, 5 teams with a 6-1 plus record.
Yeah.
And now they're slowly, without people noticing, building this great offensive team.
Yeah.
And I just think that people still think Kirk Cousins is like a joke.
No.
And I think he's not, even though he's got big bug eyes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have big bug eyes. It's only when he's like in his huddle and he just looks like he doesn't blink.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think the Vikings are a threat. And I think they need to be taken a little bit more seriously because they've only lost 1 game and it was against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So... They have 3 division wins.
They play the Bills this week?
No.
Or is that next week?
They play Washington.
They play okay. Next week I think they play the Bills.
The Bills actually play the Jets.
I'm excited for that game. That'll be a good game too.
I think it would have been if Breece Hall was still in. But the Jets
I'm so sad about Breece Hall.
I'm sad about the Jets.
Yeah.
They still didn't do that badly. I think what happened was... I mean, first of all, I think that the Patriots only got 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
And the rest was all field goals because their kicker had like 14 points.
I know. That was nuts.
I played against him.
I'm happy I didn't go against him. He had quite the kicking day.
So, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Jets lost, I think, it wasn't by a full touch. Like, a field goal wouldn't have been enough. A touchdown would have been more than enough. Well, no, it wouldn't have been because they would have needed. I don't know. I don't know if it was by 4 points or
Math is hard.
I don't remember the score. And but anyway, I do remember that they got a pick 6 late in the game that got taken back because one of their other defensive players super late hit on Mac Jones, and I'm like, and it cost the touchdown got taken away, and I'm like, they would have won the game if they got that touchdown.
Yeah,
most likely.
I mean. We've discussed this. I feel like there's a lot of shitty calls this week.
You guys were having the worst calls I've ever seen.
I'm not just being a biased fan, but man, the refs really screwed us on.
Offensive pass, the ball
Tonyan touchdown. Yet. Yeah, well, that was something.
I thought
else.
Pass interference
and that
didn't start until
that would have kept it a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy.
It would have created momentum too.
For sure. Yeah, there was a lot of questionable calls.
That was so frustrating.
It was. It was.
There was a lot of frustrating things in that game.
There were, yeah. I know. I was there. Yeah. Not like physically, but I was watching it. Disappointed.
I thought you were kind of proud of them, though.
I was so proud. Like, I came...
Aaron Rodgers had 2 amazing passes.
Oh, my God. That Romeo Dobbs touchdown, that was like...
Was that the one that was, like, the straight, like, what...
No, that bullet, that was to Samari Toure. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
His first touchdown.
His first touchdown. And it's so funny because when we took him in the draft, I forget, he came later in the draft. Like, I'm not sure what round he was drafted in, but I I had this weird feeling about him that he was going to be like the guy. And Rogers really speaks highly of him. Like, he even spoke about him on McAfee yesterday, how like he's just like kind of like has that connection with him, like knows where he should be at the right time and all that stuff. And it's unusual for like a young guy to be like that who doesn't get a whole lot of play time. So that was really exciting to see that touchdown. I think they have good chemistry, and I think Rodgers likes those intuitive wide receivers that kind of like, I think there's something to that. Like, you connect with a receiver that way, you know, and I think that's what it was with Devontae too. Like, you just kind of have that weird connection. So I'm excited for that guy, yeah. There were 2 really nice passes, but the calls killed us. And there were so many penalties on the Packers in that game. And some of them were very deserved, don't get me wrong. But, like, a lot of them also were not.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going at this point, but yes, 2 nice
We were
throws.
talking about, we started by talking about the bad
We're all over the board today.
Well, it's also, like, I'm having a really hard time just remembering. I feel like my brain has so much. I've watched so much sports.
So many sports.
Since our last episode.
We have. 2 weeks is a lot of time that goes by. I couldn't tell you what happened the week before last week in games.
Well, the Eagles beat the Cowboys.
That was awesome.
That game was really exciting.
That was a cool game. That was such a great game.
I feel like there was something really cool that happened in that game too, and I just can't remember as much as I wanted to. I was so stressed watching that game, though.
I know you were. And then the third quarter, things got a little tense.
But then we adjusted.
And things were fine.
And I think we finally broke the habit of not scoring or like kind of flattening out in the half, because we also, against Pittsburgh, I mean, it's against Pittsburgh, but man, we ran right over them.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, 3 touchdowns.
I know. That was so cool.
And it was crazy because A.J. Brown dropped a lot of balls that were right to him, but caught all these amazing, like, almost double coverage sometimes.
He's awesome.
Easily could have been intercepted.
He's awesome.
Footballs.
He loves being an Eagle too. I saw him interviewed on TV on one of the shows yesterday, and he is just like, he's like, I've never felt something like this. Like, the fan base is so amazing, and the city is so amazing. Like,
everybody always says that when they play for Philly.
It's one of those franchises.
When you're playing and you're doing well, because we could also easily be just the worst team to play for when they're not doing
when
good.
It's not going right.
Yeah. But I mean,
you're so passionate.
So people ask me down here all the time when they're like, "Oh, are you an Eagles fan?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Are you from there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I grew up down here." And they're like, "Well, why aren't you a Dolphins fan? Why aren't you this?" And I'm just like, I was born into this.
That's just it.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
It's in my blood. My
Right.
family grew up outside
Right.
of Philly, and I mean, I have family still in Philly. I have all my family still in PA, like very close to Philly, and I don't know any other way.
It's just a different level.
You go to my mom's house in South Florida, there's a big Eagles banner that stretches across her 2-car garage.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in the front door, instantly there's an eagle head, like an Eagles eagle head, sitting right there. You sit down to watch TV, she still has like Christmas decorations that are all that, like, she never puts away anything that's the Eagles. Like, I mean, we buy her stuff for the Eagles, so mostly it's Christmas. So she's got like an ornament here, a Pennsylvania
and
ornament
she's
there.
super superstitious too.
Oh my God, she's got an Eagles blanket over the couch.
Yeah.
You open up the cups, like where you keep your cups, and you got like 5 different Eagle cups.
I love that though.
My
I
mom
love
has
people
Eagle
like that.
thermoses. Like, people at work always buy her stuff. Yeah.
It's like a religion.
Yeah.
For some people. I respect the hell out of it.
I
Because I'm
love
very
it.
similar. I feel the same way.
Yeah. You and also too, I mean, you got to do it when you're down here, because you don't get to, you know, when we went to the National League Championship game, or no, when we went to the World Series, I remember I was working in Coral Springs and I wore my Phillies hat, and I'm like, I hope somebody says congratulations to the Phillies. Not a single person even was like, go Phillies.
It's South
And I was
Florida's
like,
a
wait,
weird place.
are you people like not paying attention to what's going on right now? And
my theory is just because down here the weather's nice, like people have other things to do, but like we're like people like you and I, like it's cold, you know, and like there's not a whole lot to do when the weather's terribly cold and miserable. So like you just like you invest in sports. It's I don't know.
I think too the Eagles have just had like this crazy history that surrounds them. It's not always beautiful, but sometimes it's really like, and we've had so many miracle comeback games. We've just had so much chaos. Even the Phillies, like, we're the stadium that has a judge and a jail in our stadium.
I love that.
The Flyers have their Broad Street Bully story, history, you know, and it's a cool sports city. Cool. I love it.
I love sports.
Me too.
I love all the magic that comes along with it and all the heartbreak, which I'm currently going through. But there is always hope.
There'll be... The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yes.
And one day you will be back on the other side.
I will never turn my back on this team because I love them so much.
Teams always need a rebuild.
It's really hard right now, but I love them.
As an outside fan, you know, I always have a little place for the Packers in my heart.
Thank you.
And I'm still, you guys are being dealt a bad hand, and you guys are still you're not giving up.
No, I agree.
You're not throwing in the towel.
I don't think I've seen that yet. I think everybody still is kind of...
You're trying.
They're trying.
Every
they haven't
game
thrown the towel yet.
After each loss, you guys look like you're trying harder and harder and harder. And
I guess I'm just kind of bummed because I just feel at this point we've, like, wasted a lot of Rodgers' good years not investing in, like, weapons for him. And I think a lot of fans feel that way. And I think a lot of us had our hopes up yesterday, like, this is it. This is the year we're finally going to trade for somebody, and it didn't happen. And in a sense, it just makes us feel like they're giving up, but...
They might have something else planned.
True. And then they might just really believe in these
You know what it is, too? It's also, like, one of those things that it's, like, you guys are... I would want to keep the draft because you still have, like, easy teams to go against this year.
Yeah.
You're not in a very difficult... schedule. You pretty much played all your difficult teams.
No, we played our easy teams. Now this is the harder part of our schedule.
You played the Bills. You played the Vikings. Well, I guess you played the Vikings again.
Vikings weren't supposed to be great, but they are.
You guys are still second place in your division after all that.
And I also feel like it's kind of like that, like, elephant in the room that, like, the drafts, the way we have drafted over the last few years are kind of, like, catching up with us now. Like, we always take defensive players and we need offensive players, and then the Jordan Love pick, like, that was crazy. Why? But we can just keep going around in circles talking about all this, and it is what it is.
Do you want to talk about division standings?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I need to get my brain off the Packers because I've just been in a funk all week. All 2 months.
I won't even get into fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just not having a good time at all this season. Fantasy and team-wise.
Yeah.
But please.
I was a little distracted because there was stuff I wanted to talk about with the trades in regards to fantasy. But we can get into that after this.
Sounds good.
Because I do have some fantasy...
things you wanted to bring up?
Actually, this week is probably, like, the easiest... Oh, God. You know how I am, where I'm like, who should I put in? This, and this.
You just kind of have it all figured out?
Not to, like... I'm not trying to be, like, rubbing it in, but my fantasy team did really good.
That's okay, week. You can rub it in.
Even
I'm
my
doing well in the
bench
league that
did
matters.
really well.
Okay.
All except for Daniel Jones, which why would I expect somebody on a New York team would do me a favor? Like... Even though he doesn't know that I needed him to perform, but it's
he's like, I'm gonna be so shitty for Allie. This is all
this girl in
on
South
purpose.
Florida roots for
this
the
one
Eagles.
girl.
So like every time I kind of like go with something to do with like the Rangers, the Giants,
you just can't trust them.
Blows up in my face.
Can't trust them.
But I still ended up winning my fantasy week.
Good.
By 1 o'clock, I think I had like 100 and...
Yeah, your team was crazy. You ended up with what, 160 points?
160 points.
People went off this week, though.
Yeah.
I saw some like really high-scoring teams.
I'm still confused on the whole Derrick Henry only getting 1 touchdown, but having like 38 points in my league.
I am not asking questions. It was great.
Me either.
It was great.
They're playing the Chiefs this week. So this week now is like frustrating because like my teams are all going against each other.
Yeah.
I have people on Washington playing the Vikings. I have a lot of people on Detroit, but I'm not playing Aaron Rodgers, so I guess that's just Detroit people. And then I have I have something else too. My mom just called me. Should I phone her in for the
Kathy's Corner?
Yeah, I don't want to put her on the spot. Speaking of my mom, her ears must have been ringing.
I was just thinking that.
I thought I had another one. Oh, the Kansas City and the Titans.
Yeah.
I have Mahomes and Henry going against each other, my two big money makers.
That'll be a fun game to watch then.
I think so too.
On.
They're the 8:20 game. I don't know. I
That's a
think
good
Kansas
one.
City's gonna run right over them.
God, they're so good.
I just hope they let
The
Derrick
Bills and
Henry
Kansas
get
City?
some points.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So Daniel Jones got me a whole 9 points.
He was the hot. I told Allie this. He was like the hot waiver wire pickup this week too, and really shit the bed for everybody.
What a joke.
What a joke.
Yeah. Other than Jake Elliott, he was my least scoring points. Everybody else did. Hawkinson's did only do 9 points. But I don't expect a lot out of it. If the tight end gets more than 6, I'm happy.
Yeah, tight ends, they're boomer bust.
Everybody else did really well. Jamal Williams got me 22 points.
I know.
I think he had 2 touchdowns.
He had 2 touchdowns. That was awesome.
I'm happy that he's still being used,
Yeah.
which does make
He's
sense though,
so
because
good.
a lot of teams
him.
they'll rotate their running backs.
Yep.
So
what did DeAndre Swift end up with? Do you know?
less. I think he only had 14 points.
That's
I
interesting.
think I was actually.
He was coming off an injury, so.
He's questionable again this week.
Yeah.
Let's see.
God.
I'm playing against him this week, which is ironic.
He
had 11 points.
Speaking of being questionable,
He did half of what Jamal Williams did.
the whole Colts situation now with Nyheim Hines going to the Bills, which is crazy.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yes. So now, and then Jonathan Taylor's hurt again. The Colts are probably worse off than the Packers right now. That's a really
Hold up.
bad
Hines
situation.
is still on, just for the takings, unless somebody already got him.
Oh my God. I checked all my leagues to see if he was still there. And it sucks because I had him 2 weeks ago and I dropped him because I needed the space.
He is still on. Should I take him?
I pick him up.
I need to drop somebody. Who should I drop the Quadfather?
Yeah, might not be a bad idea. I think Hines is going to get a lot of production there. Granted, they have Singletary, but still, I think they're going to use both of them a lot. And he is so fast. I'm just bummed that I dropped him. But I can't get it right.
I just picked him up. I dropped the quads.
That's okay. Drop the quads.
Sorry, Quadfather.
It's okay.
I just don't see myself using him over. Oh, so I guess Antonio Gibson never got traded then, too. Now do I put Hines in my flex over Antonio Gibson?
I don't know.
I don't know, because it's
maybe get him used to the system 1 week and see how he does.
He's playing the Jets, who also have a really good defense.
Yeah.
But they have a good secondary defense. I don't really know how they are against the run.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch enough Jets football.
The Jets are actually really fun to watch.
They have been.
They're an exciting team.
They are. When they're not beating
And the
you.
only reason I got into watching them is because that bet I made about the Eagles having a better season than the Jets.
Which is so great right now.
Yeah, but
comical.
It's made me kind of get a soft spot for the Jets.
Yeah, I don't hate those guys. Even when they beat the crap out of us, I didn't hate them.
They didn't beat the crap out of you. Oh, wait.
Kind
what was
of.
the score to that game?
I don't remember the score.
I was thinking of the Patriots game.
But at Lambeau.
So I don't think I'll put Hines in this week. You want to
See
hear
what
what my
happens.
lineup is?
Yeah, I want to. Since we're already on the subject, we might as well go into fantasy.
I have Patrick Mahomes. Thank you. I'm
Beautiful.
so happy he's
Chef's
back.
kiss.
I missed you, Mahomes. And then I got A.J. Brown. Jacoby
Solid.
Myers. I moved him from my bench. I actually took Lockett out.
Okay.
Because they're playing the Cardinals. And Lockett kind of had a rough day on Sunday. He could have got me 3 touchdowns
That was
also.
painful.
And
I
he
know.
only got
He kept-
me 1. And he fumbled.
I know. We kept texting each other about it.
He went from having 1 point to 9 points,
I
back
know.
to 3.
Yep.
And then potentially to
Pain.
get more. And, that was one moment, and probably my favorite moment. Okay, no. This was my favorite moment
That was the
of
best,
the weekend. It was,
Jair.
I still keep showing people that video, and I crack up. But my next favorite moment, 2 favorite moments after that, both Seattle moments, so they count. One, Pete Carroll getting, what was he doing?
The flag. I don't know.
He ran
so
into
funny.
the ref. Why would he be?
I think he was just he was enthusiastic or something. Too
the play hadn't
enthusiastic.
even started.
What were you doing, Pete Carroll?
Or it was in, what?
I don't know.
What was he
I don't
doing?
know.
And
He should
then-
know better. There's been
What was he
He should
doing?
know better. There's been
But the
Whatever.
classic Pete Carroll is probably the funniest sideline coach with the flag thing
I
last
agree.
year. This year it's this
the hand
thing.
warmer.
Yeah, this year it's this thing.
Yeah.
But there was
He's
a
great.
moment where Tyler Lockett dropped the second touchdown.
Right.
And Pete Carroll, they show him like bending over, like Lockett's just like
Right.
like all upset.
Oh, I
and,
remember
And
this.
Pete Carroll's like looking at him, and then he rubs
Being
his
a
head.
dad,
and,
like, it's okay.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm so used to like aggressive Pete Carroll, like chewing his gum and
God
the
damn it.
headset, and I
Yeah.
never see him like being a dad. And
Yeah.
we've been calling him Papa Pete.
Papa
and,
Pete.
I
Love
loved
him.
that. And then Geno Smith goes and throws the next touchdown after that to Tyler Lockett again. And the commentators were really cool about that. I don't know who was commentating that game, but he's like, see, like, I still got you. Like, I know you dropped out, but I still
Right.
see you out there.
Right.
And I trust you.
That's
And I
nice.
thought that was a really cool moment on that team. I actually really like Geno Smith now, too.
I
Who would have
usually
seen this
I
coming?
know. I usually hate the Seahawks because they've ripped my heart out repeatedly, but I really like the Seahawks team this year.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I'm happy. I'm excited for them, and I kind of want to see them go all the way. They were kind of like a sleeper hit, you know? Like, no one really expected this team to be good, and now look at them. And Russell Wilson's out there sucking.
Oh, God.
I mean,
he
it
actually
worked
did
out
pretty good
better
in
this
London.
week, but which that's a whole other thing that I was
Yeah.
telling you about earlier. How he's trying to make his body more
Oh,
efficient.
yeah, that's so
Russell
weird.
Wilson, I saw this thing come out, which I'm not sure if it's true. I don't know if it's a reliable source, but apparently he's like, I don't have time to poop. So he's like trying to make his body more efficient by like having like a really crazy clean diet. So he only has to go to the bathroom once a week.
That sounds so unhealthy and so uncomfortable. Because then you're sitting with stuff in your body.
Yeah.
That's
70%
just
of
sitting
me
there.
believes it. Because I feel like he is kind of neurotic and crazy about his health. But, like, your first thing when I said to you, like, this whole situation, you're like, that sounds like something Tom Brady would do. And I totally agree. So that's our, like, there's our shit on Tom Brady moment for the week.
Yeah. Literally.
But anyway, that whole thing. And then
Um,
the stretching on the airplane going to the London game was funny, too. I don't know if you saw
What?
it. He was like, that was, like, making the rounds all week that, like, Russell Wilson didn't, like, sit at all on the flight to London or sleep. He was just, like, stretching
What
the whole
is
time.
going on with
He's-
him?
That guy's a...
I mean, but he did a lot better.
Totally. so
Judy
much
did
better.
really good too. Judy was on my bench, had like 14 points, and I'm freaking out. And then even Jamal Williams, I think, got 15 points or 16. Or, I'm sorry, not Jamal Williams, Jacoby Myers. He was on my bench because I put Lockett and A.J. Brown in, and
Yeah.
then Lockett's dropping all these balls,
I
and I'm like,
know.
God damn, I should have put Myers in. Another thing that was cool was not really a play, but Mike Tomlin looking fly with the
I
aviator
didn't see
sunglasses.
it. I didn't get to see it,
He
but you did
looks
tell me
so
that.
cool because I guess our stadium is also kind of set up like the Dolphin Stadium, to where the sun
Is
is
on the
directed
visitors.
at the visitors.
Right.
And he just looked
Crazy.
so cool out there because it was
We
also
like Mike
I think
Tomlin.
a little cool out, so
Yeah.
he had kind of like
That's
a,
so
a
nice.
jacket on and his like reflective aviator
Dang,
sunglasses. Like
very
he looked
nice.
like the man out there.
Wow.
He looked really, really cool, and like I think me and my sister were talking about that because my sister ended up meeting me for the game at Duffy's, which I was going into that earlier about how I think I might make that my new spot because I like being at a bar, watching all the games with other fans there, but they're not being assholes to the other fans.
Right.
I can cheer for them when they're doing good. There was people celebrating for me. Like, even there was Steeler fans there, and they weren't being obnoxious.
That's how I felt about my bar last
It
Sunday.
was cool.
Yeah,
and,
we
like,
were all just kind of in it together because we like football.
Yeah, it was fun. And, there was this cute old guy that was a Jets fan watching, and he was at a table with his friends who were Patriot fans, and he just, when the Jets started out really good in that game, and you just kept hearing him Jets, Jets,
Right,
Jets, and I was just
right.
like, oh, he's so cute. And then so he was all excited, and literally the only Jets fan in the bar. Like, so many people were rooting for I feel like more common are Patriot fans down
For sure.
here, but
you see a lot of them.
there are a lot of Jets fans. There was an older couple from Rhode Island sitting next to me that were Patriot fans. There was a couple, these two guys, two friends sitting next to me. One was a Giants fan. I'm honestly not sure what his buddy was. He could have been a Dolphins fan, but was also watching the Cardinals-Arizona game. So I don't know if he was a Vikings fan or a Cardinals fan. But it was exciting because 1 o'clock game was also that crazy Falcons-Panthers game.
Oh my God,
on.
that game was so good.
There was, at that bar, majority Dolphins fans and then Falcons fans were second place.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I do like going out on Sundays and watching the game because you do meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah. I hope we can go out and watch. I know you got family coming in, but maybe we...
It might work out. I'll talk to you about that.
Afterwards. Cool.
Yeah,
I would love that. Even if it was just until halftime.
Fine with me.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'm going to go back to that bar. It's just, I'm that person that likes to sit at the bar and talk to people. And
I love that too. You just like meet people you never expected to be friends with, and then you connect, and I love it.
But anyway, so when my sister was there, she was saying that she thinks Mike Tomlin also is like the coolest coach.
He is cool. He's smooth.
Yeah. But that was just a side note. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to get into these standings.
Let's do it.
Now we finally have some margins. I think the last time I did this was week 3 or 4. So
and we're going into week 9. We were just saying the season goes so quick, and then it feels like the off season just drags while you anticipate it coming back. But anyway.
Okay, so we'll start with the AFC again. With the AFC East, we have the Bills. They are 6-1. They're on a 4-game win streak. The Jets are in second place at 5-3. They're tied with the Dolphins at 5-3, but I think they are above them because they had the division win against the Dolphins. But and then the Patriots are 4-4. So every team is tied with a loss. Every team has one division loss.
Okay.
I did not write the division wins for them, but they are, I didn't realize this until now, but they are the only team in the AFC. Both AFC and NFC East teams are the only teams the only divisions with teams that don't have a losing record.
I know.
That's great. It must be something in the Northeast. I don't know. Well, and the East Coast, I guess, because we got the Dolphins down here. And then Dallas. I don't know why they're part of the NFC East, but whatever. Just to annoy me. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyway, then we got the AFC North. Pretty interesting. We have the Ravens at 5-3. They have 2 division wins. I don't think they have any division losses. The Bengals, actually, they might have a division loss. Maybe they have a division win. I don't know. I might not have wrote that down. The Bengals are 4-4. They have a tied record, so they still kind of have a chance, but they have 3 division losses, so that's not good with them. The Browns are 3-5, 2 division wins, 1 division loss. Steelers are 2-6, 1 division win and 1 division loss. But they just lost Claypool, which I was a little surprised that they would send him away just for 1 draft pick. Like they could have gotten a little bit more.
It sounds to me like he wanted to go. He wasn't really doing much there.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Interesting to see him on the Bears, though.
I'm kind of curious about that. Then the AFC South, we have the Titans at 5-2. They have 3 division wins, no losses. The Colts are 3-4. They have 1 division win, 3 division losses, and a tie.
Ugh.
The Jags are 2-6. Man, this division is terrible.
Yeah.
Jags 2-6, 1 division win, 2 division losses. The Texans are 1-5-1, 1 division, 1-1-1 across the board for their division. Wild. Then we got the Chiefs, the AFC West, which is a little bit more condensed to, the Chiefs are 5-2. They have no division losses as well, 2 division wins. Chargers are 4-3. They're still hanging in there. They do have 2 division wins as well, but 1 division loss against the Chiefs. The Broncos 3-5. Not terrible, not great. There's still hope for them. They do have 2 division losses, no wins. The Raiders are 2-5. 1 division win, 2 division losses. Didn't even score a touchdown or a field goal this weekend.
Devontae had 0.7 points.
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
Did they even make it across the 50?
I don't know.
Did they even attempt a field goal and
he supposedly had the flu earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah, he was sick. I don't think he played that much.
He didn't play that much, but I was just like, man, no one like lucked out in this whole Devontae goes to the Raiders thing.
I went with the Raiders winning, and you went with the Saints, and the Saints won.
Yeah.
They had Andy Dalton playing the whole time.
I believe so.
So what do we think about Andy Dalton now?
I don't know.
I feel like people have been sleeping on Andy Dalton.
Maybe. But, like, is their schedule that hard?
I mean, they play the Chiefs twice. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Raiders. No, they're in the easiest, the most terrible division.
So I don't know. And then I think Taysom Hill has a lot of play in that
I
as
don't think that we can really look at, like crediting a player's performance on if their schedule is easy or not. Because the Saints have been scoring a lot of points with
I don't know what to think
Dalton.
of Andy Dalton.
Did I call him A.J. Dalton earlier?
No, you said Andy Dalton.
Okay.
A.J. Dalton. His evil twin.
I like Andy Dalton. I liked him on the Bears.
He just is for me.
Yeah, well, he played on the Bears.
Yeah, he was on the Bears. Yeah, it's true. That's probably why I'm just like, And the Bengals.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was their quarterback for a while. There was just like a whole lot of orange going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of orange.
A lot of orange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Andy Dalton is a sleeper quarterback. I think if you are somebody who needs to fill your team for a bye week, I wish I would have gone with him over Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered, but
You're fine.
Yeah. And I'm still in 7th place, though, out of 10.
I haven't even looked at the standings in my fantasy leagues because there's only so much heartbreak I can handle right now.
Yeah. All right. So now we got the NFC, starting at the top, the NFC East, NFC Beast. I'm just going to call them that from now on. Just all Beast teams, AFC Beast, NFC Beast. We got the Eagles at 7-0, still undefeated. This feels so unreal to me. This is only the third time in franchise history.
So awesome.
Fun fact about this. So they were saying at our game on Sunday, if we do end up going undefeated, it is 50 years since that's happened.
Wow, that's amazing.
Since the 72 Dolphins.
What if the Packers beat you guys? How would you feel about that? I don't think you have to lose sleep over it.
I mean, I lose sleep.
But how funny would that be? For me.
I think that would be great for you. I don't think it would really hurt us in any way.
It's not going to hurt you, but that would really suck to have that on your record.
I'm trying not to,
Put
be
your heart
too attached to this undefeated record because, all I care about is getting first place in the division. Is really all I want. Undefeated would be really, really cool. I'm just enjoying watching this team play.
I'm proud of you. That's a very healthy perspective to have.
I think that we are... I mean, again, I told you, the only game I really cared about was beating Dallas.
And you did it.
We do play them again on Christmas Eve in Dallas. So it would be cool if we beat them again. Now Dak Prescott's back, which... I'm still on the fence if I think Dak Prescott is the real deal. He did put up a lot of points against the Bears and their defense, which the Bears do have a pretty okay defense.
Yeah.
It's not the best, it's not the worst. But he's had 2 easy games on his return. He had, was it Washington? No, you guys played Washington on his return. We both went with the Cowboys in week 7.
Ugh. I don't like the Cowboys.
It was an easy team. Was it the Steelers? They could have played this. No, that was the Dolphins.
Yeah, who was it?
I don't know.
Theo keeps pushing me off the couch.
But it definitely was a more... Was it the Lions? It was the Lions.
It was the Lions.
Yeah, so we played the Lions and the Bears. I'm not impressed still by Dak Prescott.
We'll see.
But I am impressed that they're 6-2 record. They're in second place right now with 2 division wins, only 1 division loss, which was to us. Then we got the Giants also at 6-2. I feel like they were finally exposed on Sunday with the Seahawks, and those 2 dropped Tyler Lockett touchdowns, and we still finished them.
And DK had a decent game. I benched him thinking he would be out, but I mean, I know he came off an injury, and he had a pretty good day.
Yeah.
It's a bummer watching that happen.
They won 27-10 or to 13, I can't remember. So, yeah, they did not come back in the last 2 minutes, finally.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones did terrible.
Yeah.
9 points, but whatever. Maybe I just need to keep Daniel Jones, and then...
They'll just be bad?
Yeah, sacrifice...
Like my fantasy football brownie theory. Like, anybody I put in my lineup gets destroyed and injured. So, if I you guys want to pay me, I'll just start putting certain people
Daniel
you
Jones
hate in my lineup, and then
No,
they'll end up...
I can't wish people to get injured.
No,
When
I think
my mom
it's
did
me.
that to Ben. Carson Wentz got
That's
injured
true, that's
that same
true.
weekend. So anyway, the Giants 6-2. They only have one division loss, but that's been their only division game.
Yeah.
And it was against the Cowboys. We don't play them till December.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, December 11th. Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
going to be great. That'll be fun to watch, too.
I think
I
my
like watching
prediction
you.
for this is that I think that we will be kind of even more solid, and they're going to kind of start crumbling now. Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Then we have Washington that's tied 4-4. They have 2 division losses against us and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys. Yeah. And then we have the NFC North.
Yeah.
The Vikings are 6-1, 3 division wins. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There's only 3 teams that have 3 division wins with no losses, and that's the Titans, the Vikings, and the 49ers.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. For them.
For them.
Yeah.
Not
Honestly,
really.
the Vikings are a threat.
They are.
You said
They're
it
good,
going
yeah,
into,
they're a good team.
like they're
It's hard
just
for me to admit, but they look good.
they're not winning marginally, like they're getting by,
But they're finding ways to
playing
win.
really.
They are.
Don't. Yeah, they're. If it wasn't for the fact that they're an anti-Packer team, like I would enjoy watching them.
You can enjoy watching them. It's fine.
No, I'll stick with like watching the Jets and
Okay.
AFC teams.
Thanks.
The Packers are in second place, 3-5.
We're not that far out of it.
You're not. You have 1 win, 1 division win, 1 division
But
loss.
it's like, it's hard to be excited. It's hard
You guys
to be,
got a
it's hard to
division
be
game this
hopeful.
weekend.
We do.
The Bears are third, also with 3-5, but they have 2 division losses.
Right.
And then the Lions are 1-6.
Poor Lions. They just can never get it together.
It's their defense.
Yeah.
Which is why...
Yeah, the offense is good.
Yeah. So I thought about... I mean, I guess I just let go of Quads. Mr. Quads. Also, speaking of the Quad Father, that tackle that we thought almost wrecked him.
I thought he like blew his knee out.
How he didn't, I don't know, but
It's got to be the quads anchoring
holding his
the
leg
leg.
in place.
Yes. That man has the biggest quads you've ever seen.
That was sketchy.
He's my quadspiration.
Yeah.
Quad goals.
Go, Quad, go. I think he's going to have more involvement this week because I think the
I
Detroit
keep
defense
saying
is
that.
very bad.
I keep saying that, and it doesn't happen.
He had an involvement.
I mean, honestly, the ground game was so good for us on Sunday night.
Jones definitely
Aaron Jones is
led
insane.
the pack.
He is so good, and he's
Led the
not
pack.
led the pack. He doesn't look very big on TV, Aaron Jones, but when we saw him in person, we were like both shocked he was taller than we thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good, but like for a running back, he looks pretty small.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty powerful. But anyway.
NFC South. Gosh.
Woof.
What a stain. This
What a
division
stain.
is terrible. They're also the only division that has no team with a winning record.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're all below 500.
Or at 500.
Or at 500.
The Falcons are 4-4 right now.
I think the Falcons are at 500. Yeah.
Yeah. They have 1 division win, 2 division losses. The Bucks are 3-5, 2 division wins, 1 division loss. The Saints are 3-5, 1 division win, 2 division losses. The Panthers 2-6, 2 division wins and 1 loss. Their 2 wins were division wins. So I guess if you're going to win anything, at least make it a division win.
Yeah, that's true. That's the silver lining there.
It's terrible.
I
It's
know.
absolutely terrible.
I know.
Are they just in a difficult schedule? No, because we were just talking about that.
No, I
And,
just don't think. And then like McCaffrey's
man.
gone now.
Jeez.
DJ Moore had that crazy catch this week.
He did at the
That
end of
was
the game.
so
I was
cool.
going against him, and he had like below 10 points, maybe more. Maybe he had 12, and then out of nowhere had 24.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
was
like,
wild.
ugh.
He's so
And then
good.
it went to over. Well, he had like 17, and then it went to overtime.
Yeah.
and he got a few more, and
That
I'm
was
like,
a cool
no, somebody just
Stop this
score.
man!
Their kicker.
I
lost
know.
them that
I
game.
felt so bad. I thought they had that, and then they didn't.
If they had kicked and won that game, the Bucks would be in the lead of the division because the Falcons would also be at 3-5.
The Bucks were at the top of the division going into this week, weren't they? I think they were.
It's hard to tell when everybody's losing.
Yeah, it's very below average, obviously, that division.
It's terrible.
But I don't really have room to talk.
I was going to say, at least you guys have a winning record, but you guys are 3-5.
We do not.
Okay, then the NFC West, we have the Seahawks. This is actually a very close division.
Yeah.
But only one team with a winning record as well. But I think that's going to change. So we have the Seahawks are 5-3. They have 1 win, 1 division loss. The 49ers are 4-4 with 3 division wins. That's pretty good.
I'm excited for the 49ers.
I am too.
They pain me because obviously we have history with them, but like they've got a lot of good stuff going for them.
They're hit or miss.
They are hit or miss, but McCaffrey looks like the real deal there.
He definitely was a link that was missing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I like watching him on that team.
I do too. I think he's happy there. You can feel it.
He looks like a Cali boy, too.
He does.
So I think he's in his proper place.
I think so, too.
No, he had an amazing... We talked about it already, but he just performed so well on Sunday. That was really cool. The Rams, your Super Bowl champs, are 3-4 with 1 division win and 2 division losses. They just seem like they can't get it together.
I know. They're another one going through it.
Yeah. I think you guys are trying a little bit harder than they are, though.
I don't know.
And then the Cardinals, surprisingly, are 3-5. I think they just also are slightly hitting their miss or missing their mark.
Missing the mark, yeah. They're just getting so close, but
they have 2 division losses as well, no division wins. So that's our standings right now. And then I also just wanted to go into teams that are still with 6-1 or more or better record. You have the Vikings and the Bills are 6-1. The Cowboys and the Giants are 6-2, and then the Eagles 7-0. So we only have 5 teams with 6 or more wins,
which is interesting too because I feel like a lot of teams have like very like average records right now.
Yeah,
and it kind of like
there's
makes it
a lot of
interesting.
3-5s or 5-3s.
Anything can happen really at that point. Like if the playoffs were to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna count real quick and see how many teams have winning records compared to how many teams have losing records. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the AFC with winning, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 32 teams with winning records, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. Wait, no, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with tied records, 500, and then 16 teams with losing records.
That's why it's really anybody's, like, I am very much down on the
Packers. Is
Packers.
that a lot of teams to be having losing records?
I think it is.
Huh.
I feel like there's usually just, like, this divide, like, in the standings at this point in the season usually, but not this year.
I don't know what that says, teams with losing records. Like, is that saying that, like, everybody... Well, there's definitely teams that are worse than others. Okay, so of these teams with losing records, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them, 9 out of the 16, so about half of them, a little over half of them, have 3 wins.
Yeah. I just think it's like anybody's game.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm trying not to get so down and out, but like...
There's still time.
There is still time.
You guys win your remaining games.
Yeah.
You have 7 more games left. You have a 10-5 season.
Yeah.
And with this many people having losing records, I mean, so it's going to be very difficult getting into the playoffs with even a 10-5 because
we're not gonna win the North.
Of the NFC.
I know. We're not going to win the North.
Because of the East. Because we have 3 of our teams could all end up being in the playoffs.
I just don't think we have business being there. But
how many wild card spots are there? 2 or 3?
2.
Like, it literally could be your 4 teams and then the 2,
yeah,
the Cowboys and the Giants.
We did win the Super Bowl as a wild card.
You guys still have a chance.
But we do. If things start clicking, but I don't.
You definitely need to win.
We need to get healthy, too.
You need to win at least 6 of your 7 remaining games.
It's very foreign because we usually are we've only lost 3 games in a season, That's how it's been the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So to have this record's kind of foreign, but
You also need the Cowboys and the Giants to, like, lose,
I know you'd be okay with that.
like, 6 or 7 games, too.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
I think it's going to end up being the Eagles and the Cowboys, the Vikings. The Bucks might end up I don't even think a team from the NFC South deserves to be in the playoffs, but I can't be like that because a couple years ago we made it in with a losing record, and people could have easily said the same thing.
Honestly,
about us.
Anything can happen.
And then
especially
I think it's gonna end up being the 49ers.
Yeah.
For the West. So if I had to say so I'm going Eagles, Cowboys, Vikings.
I like that. I like
Saints.
The Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Saints taking that division. I don't think it's going to be the Falcons. It could end up being the Bucks, which will be really annoying if Tom Brady makes it into the playoffs again because the rest of his division just sucks. But I think it might end up being the Saints. I think the Saints are going to end up going on a roll for a little bit. I got to look at their schedule though. I know they play us farther down the line.
We should do like a predictions for who we think is
next week.
Next week we should.
Yeah, because it'll be. I guess we should have done it this week
10.
because
That's okay.
We'll do it next week. Because I got to look at the remaining schedules. But going now, I'll put the. You know what? I'll even say so the Saints going in, the 49ers, and then the Seahawks would be the final wild card is what I think is going to happen. And then on the AFC, who do you think?
I like the Seahawks in that division.
What about everybody else?
Oh God. I mean, I'm not worried about you guys at all. I think the Eagles are going to take the East.
Who do you think everybody coming out of the playoffs would be?
The Vikings.
The Vikings. Who do you think is going to win that division?
I feel like I have to go with you on the Saints. But I don't know if I'm just so tainted on the Falcons.
I don't think
I'm sold on the Falcons.
The Falcons barely beat the Panthers. That's the only reason why they're in first place right now.
It's going to be the Saints. I like, for the West, I like the Seahawks.
You think the Seahawks over the 49ers?
I do.
I think both of those teams are going to end up
Both of them are going to be close. But then again, I don't know. Part of me, has this weird feeling that the Cardinals are going to, wake up eventually.
No. I don't think so.
But I don't know if I'm just so used to the Cardinals being okay, Bills, that's a no-brainer.
Bills. For the AFC, I think it's going to be the Bills, the Ravens, the Titans. Pretty much all the teams
just
that are in first place right now are going to be the teams that are in.
I agree with you.
And then your wild cards, I think, are going to be either the Dolphins or the Jets. It's only going to be one team from the East, whether it's the Dolphins or the Jets. I hope it's the Jets, because that would be really cool.
I really want to see the Dolphins.
It could be both of them, but I think the Chargers will end up being the other team.
Oh, I don't know.
I got to look at their schedule.
I got to really think about this. But then...
Yeah.
I got to think about this.
I can count... It could also be the Browns if they keep going on this win streak. Don't think the Steelers have any chance. I don't think the Patriots are going to make it. Definitely not the Texans, the Jags, or the Colts.
Yeah.
Not the Raiders. They're almost too far gone at this point.
The Raiders are so bad.
They pretty much need to win every single game.
They're just not. They have nothing going.
Yeah. If they win the remaining games, they'll have a 10-5 schedule, and that still might not be enough to get them in.
That's crazy.
I don't think the Broncos. So, yeah, I think my wild cards... Jets or Dolphins.
Yeah.
Maybe the Bengals, even though they got the 3 division wins, they just have to not.
If they get hot.
They need to have a better record than the Browns.
They didn't look very hot on.
No, but the week before they did.
They did. I know.
It's weird.
The game on Monday was so boring. Was that Monday? That was Monday.
It was stressful
Halloween.
For me. And then the Chargers. Okay, but we'll get
very
into more
interesting
of that.
Playoff picture if it were to happen right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go into our predictions this week, by the way.
Also, too, so I just wanted to finish this, and then we can go into our predictions, because it's going to be an interesting one, too.
I know.
think we might be split again.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I went over the teams with 6-1, and then we kind of did the math for the losing record teams. Teams that have no division losses, there's 4 of them.
Wow.
3 of them are in the NFC. We have the Eagles with no division loss, the Vikings with no division loss, and the 49ers with no division loss.
That's a big
And the
deal.
Titans, I'm sorry, the Titans also don't have any division
It's a
losses.
big deal.
And then teams with no division wins.
At least I'm not on that list.
So on the NFC, we have the Giants, but they've only had one division game. Washington, the Bears, the Lions, and the Cardinals. So 2 people from each of our divisions, which is pretty crazy.
That
and
is
the Cardinals.
crazy.
And then in the AFC, we got the Triple Bs. We got the Bills, have no division wins. They've only had one division game, though, against the
Dolphins. Who won? That was crazy.
yeah.
I honestly, like, I'm really into the Dolphins. I think they're good, but I think that was...
Tyreek Hill and Waddle are just...
They're so cool. Waddle's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that was, like... I think I could blame that game on the Heat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that was the Dolphins being better.
But even the Bills beating you guys did not look... Like, if we were playing them, I think we could have beat that team.
I think you could easily beat the Bills, yes.
Yeah. The Broncos and the Bengals. No division wins. All right, let's go into our predictions.
Okay, I'm excited.
Me too. What did I do with my pen?
I have no idea.
We also have... like less than an hour until Game 4 of the World Series.
So we got to get through this.
We're good. I'm going to end up watching the game. Oh, the Flyers are playing right now against Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm going to borrow this real fast.
I'm okay with either of those teams winning.
I'm going to just erase.
So, side note while we're doing this, when I was at the bar last night watching the game, there was a couple next to me rooting for the Phillies as well. And I don't know if it was me or Ryan who asked if they were Philly fans. And the guy's like, no, I'm actually a Mets fan. But I really want you guys to win because we're in the division. The Braves won last year.
Yeah.
You guys will probably win this year. Next year, it's going to be the Mets. And I was like,
cute.
I'm okay with
That's
that.
cute.
Like, I'll root for the Mets.
Yeah.
And then I went on to tell him how I'm like a Mike Piazza fan. Like, growing up, Mike Piazza was my favorite baseball player. And he's like, he owns car dealerships now. And I was like, I do actually.
Down here or up there?
In PA.
Get out of here. That's really cool.
Because whenever...
Is he from Philly?
I don't know where Mike Piazza is from. I will look it up. But whenever I listen to Mike and Merrill... it was cool. At the Steelers game, too, they showed them in the booths.
Cool.
And I was like, that's them. I normally listen to them when I'm radioing the game. But
fangirling.
They always have Piazza Honda commercials. And
oh, my God.
The Piazza Hondas are out where I'm from. Like, a little bit west of the city. And so I feel like that also would mean, since his commercials are frequently playing, he's maybe a sponsor of the Eagles as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Him, PNC, and there's another commercial that's always playing.
You have to look into it.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
He could just, because I think that's how it works. Like, when you pay to be advertised during a broad, maybe he sponsors the Mike and Merrill
maybe.
The Fanatic or WIP. Mike and Merrill are on WIP, so maybe he sponsors the radio broadcast, and they just play him during that. But I thought that was cool.
That was cool. I like Mike Piazza, too.
Yeah, and it was cool that the guy says that he wants us to win, not because he doesn't like the Astros, but because he's from the division. Because normally people don't want teams from their division to win.
Right, exactly.
It's like hit or
more
miss.
Of like a rival thing.
Yeah, and like a jealousy thing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool that he was like, I cheered for the Braves, I'm cheering for you, and then next year we'll take it too.
That's cool. Well, I hope he has the good karma come around.
Me too. There were so many signs yesterday, like, about the Phillies winning that game. Like, I told you the prediction, like, if we win, like, teams with a 1-1 record that win Game 3 have a 69% chance of winning the World Series.
Nice.
And I was like, that's a good number.
That is a good number.
And then I was sitting at the bar alone because, nobody could really make it out. And then Ryan was going to meet me there. And the dude next to me, he had already placed his food order before I got there, and he ordered a Philly cheesesteak. So
I know. I was like,
cheesesteak.
this is a good sign, Allie.
Yeah, and then the couple next to me, they didn't have the game on the TV, and I was like, can you put it on? It's on Fox. Like, they had the MLB network on. And they just kept showing this interview thing of some guy, and I'm from the Athletics, and I'm like, is the game delayed? Like, normally baseball is
someone
at
was
8:03.
probably not a sports fan that was controlling the TVs. There.
Yeah, well, he ended up putting literally every TV on the bar. In the bar was the baseball game, and it was also karaoke night. And so I kept celebrating.
I love
and
karaoke.
I'm like,
not to do it. I like to watch it.
It was either really good or really bad.
I love it.
These two girls destroyed absolutely murdered that song. Not in a good way, in a very bad way. Rest in peace, the Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I'm like, that song is like
Total
so...
Eclipse of the Fart.
It's so easy to sing. They didn't even get a single word out. They just kept standing there giggling. I'm like...
Yikes.
But anyway, okay, let's get down to this.
Let's do this.
Let's get down to business. We got a baseball game to go to.
Yeah, we gotta hurry. To go to.
So, Thursday night, we got Philly at Houston playing the Texans.
Duh. I'm getting the hiccups.
Sorry. I just like that whole thing I heard. Obviously, I said, "Go Birds, baby!"
Yeah, Fly Fly!
Houston.
I love that. I love that.
Houston,
okay,
we have
Eagles.
a problem. You're about to get destroyed by Philly twice in the same week.
Oh, they're gonna be so sad.
Isn't that just so, like, this could have not
It's
happened
poetic.
any other way?
It's poetic.
Everything about the Phillies playoff
I love when
run
shit like
has
this
been
happens.
so poetic.
I know.
We're the 6th seed team.
I just want to be you right now.
Nobody thought that we were going to be here, and it's just, I cannot believe it. Also, do me, oh, you got it. Okay, cool. Next, we got the Colts versus the Patriots.
Should I draw my logo again?
How did that video end up doing?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I went with the Patriots.
I went with the
Did you draw
Patriots too.
it?
No, I did not. I don't think I can
So-
replicate the beauty of that logo one more time.
I loved it.
I loved him too. It was cute.
Then we got the Packers at Detroit Lions.
I think I'm just never not going to go against the Packers.
Going
with the Pack.
I did last week, but I went with the Packers again this week. Go
Yeah.
Pack, go.
It's just
This
gotta...
could be the start of momentum. You know, we started...
This should be the start of a momentum.
Okay, so what did I say? You guys need to win your next 7 games. So we started our season playing the Lions and have won 7 games in a row.
Okay.
It's possible.
It's not entirely impossible, but we do have a tougher schedule coming up. Our stretch.
You guys seem to look better against tougher teams.
Lions, we have Cowboys, and then we have you.
I hope you guys beat the Cowboys.
I know. That one stresses me out. We always beat the Cowboys at when they're at home.
Who's home?
Cowboys home.
Oh, you're going to Dallas?
They call it like Lambeau South. Because
They do call it that. We talked about that.
Yeah, but I don't know. This year could be different.
Yeah. Okay, then we got the Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons.
That's tough.
That is a tough one. No cheating.
I'm not. I'm thinking. Ay,
caramba.
I'm gonna go. Oh, Allie, I don't know about this one. Time's a ticking. Who did they play last week? The Chargers. Did they have a bye week?
I think they were on a bye week.
Okay.
It was them in Kansas City.
Okay.
The week before, I don't know who they played, but neither of us picked them. So they could have played the 49ers.
Okay. I think I
or the
got
Bucks,
it.
or they didn't play the Packers. Or the Patriots? Did they play the Patriots? No, that was the Bears.
This is one of those things where I wanted to go rogue, but like, I call it like fantasy broccoli or sports broccoli. Like, I know it's good for me.
I went with
to
the Chargers.
take the Chargers.
But it's not a guarantee thing.
No, it's definitely not. But I'm like, they're coming off a rest. They're playing harder games than the Falcons probably have, you know?
People should be more healthy on their team, too, at this point. I think they got a lot of people coming back.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
Then we got the Bills at the Jets.
Yeah. Ooh, you just gave me that expression of,
well, I
should go with the Bills.
I think I am going to go with the Bills.
But I want to take the Jets. That's what your eyes look like.
I want to believe that I just don't see the Bills being upset in their division twice.
Yeah, I don't either. After watching the Bills on Sunday night, not like it was like super hard for them, but like that team's just different. It's built different. They have Naheem Hines this week.
Allen. Oh, that's true too.
Josh Allen's insane. Like, you just cannot You cannot.
Still don't think that the Bills are. They're great. They're letting it get to their head, and maybe that's why I'm feeling this way. That I'm like, they're great, but they're not like. They still have like chinks in their armor or whatever that
of course.
saying is. You know what I mean?
But they're just
like,
so complete, and they just keep getting better. They're making moves.
I think their best game was against the Chiefs. I think the other ones
That was a great game.
Were just kind of like. That was a really good game. But I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm sold on the Bills, but I'm not sold on like that they're a complete team.
How rad would a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl be?
Only if the Eagles win.
True.
Well, actually, no.
How stressful would a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl be?
I think it would be cool no matter who the Bills play if they win, because then they'll finally have a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
And they definitely would deserve a Super Bowl win with their performance. Like, Josh Allen will probably have many Super Bowl appearances in his career. He is just so versatile.
He is so good.
And so accomplishing, and just his movement on the field is crazy. He gets the ball where it needs to be at all costs.
That game was
He's also like 6'6" or 6'5".
6'5". Yeah. That game was really hard for me to watch the other night, but I have to say, like, I enjoyed watching the Bills play so much. Like, that's how I used to feel watching the Packers when they were younger. Like, it's just such exciting football. They play so well.
Are we? So I think we're all tied up. Okay, this is going a lot differently than I thought. Next, we got the Vikings at Washington.
Oh, sad cheese noises.
Broccoli.
Sad cheese noises.
Vikings.
Yeah.
I think
it's broccoli. It's the right thing. It's good for me, but I don't like it. I actually do really like broccoli, though. Do you like broccoli?
Sometimes. I like it when it's mixed
roasted?
in with things. I actually don't like roasted broccoli.
What? I like when it gets crispy.
It's got a weird taste, like a garbagey taste when it's cooked a certain way. I like when it's grilled. I guess that's the same thing as roast. So maybe I do like roasted broccoli.
But the grill has a very specific taste.
I like broccoli when it's mixed in things, like in my eggs.
Oh, that's good.
I'll put frozen broccoli in the pan and cook it, and then I add eggs, and that's pretty good, like a broccoli omelet.
Yes.
And then I like when I'm mixing it with other vegetables or like mashed potatoes. Yeah. I don't know what else you would mix broccoli in, but
it's very versatile.
I used to love broccoli, and now I'm just
cauliflower can get it though.
I love
cauliflower.
Okay, next we got the Panthers at the Bengals.
Okay. Well, I never know how to spell the Bengals.
Bengals.
Gals, okay.
How else was it?
Yeah.
Bengals.
Like bagels.
Or O?
No.
Oh, so that reminds me too, side note. So we played the Steelers on Sunday, and I've told you this story before, but there's history with Pittsburgh and the Eagles. I guess it was in 43, so I thought it was earlier than that, but in 43,
cool.
All the men were out to war, and there was not enough people back home to play or coach football. So Philly and Pittsburgh combined for that 1 year and became the Pitt Philly Steagles.
The Steagles!
And
so awesome.
they did like a little tribute to that on the the Eagles Instagram page. And they were like, what would if the Eagles had to combine with a team this season, who would you want to combine with? And it was funny because a lot of people were like, no one. And then my favorite comment was somebody was like, that is such a Philly thing to say. And
it is a pretty Philly thing to say.
The next favorite comment was somebody saying that we should be combining with the Bills and be called the Buffalo Philly Beagles.
I love that. I would love to draw that logo. Wouldn't you?
The Beagles.
I mean, I am really good at drawing logos, so I should try.
Philly fans are funny.
They are funny.
They just got some humor.
Got a lot of spirit, Philly fans.
Okay, I'm curious about your decisions on this one. We got the Raiders at Jacksonville Jags.
Oh my God, woof. Okay.
depending on your answer, well, I'll see what you say, then I'll say what I say.
You ready? I want Raiders.
I went Jacksonville.
Oh.
I knew you were going to go with the Raiders. That's not why I went with Jacksonville. I said Dougie P all day. My reason for going with Jacksonville is because the games that they have lost, except for the one previously, I don't know who they played, against the Giants, even the Giants game, were not by a lot. Like, they put up a good fight and then just kind of, like, made mistakes at the wrong time. Yeah. So I think against a team like the Raiders, they have a chance to kind of stay in form. However, I find it really, really hard to believe that the Raiders are going to lose another game in a row.
That's why I went with the Raiders.
And that's where I was torn.
That's why I went with the Raiders. I'm like, they got so embarrassed last week.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got to do something.
Yeah, they need to. They literally need to win the rest of their games.
Taylor's going to have a week this week.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
So next we have the Dolphins at Chicago Bears.
At the Bears.
My sister's calling me now too. I'm going to answer this real quick.
You do your thing, girlfriend.
Hey.
I'll think.
I'm filming. You're on the episode right now.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We're doing our predictions. So, but real quick, are you calling me about the game?
Hello.
Yes.
I'll text you when I'm done.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Anyway,
Theo.
The Dolphins at the Bears. I almost went with something that I wasn't gonna do.
What are we doing, Theo?
He heard my sister.
I think he did.
Okay. Did you get your answer?
No. I'm going to go with... Ready?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Okay.
All right. But do you like that pick, Theo? Theo approves.
They need to shapen up their defense.
They
a little
do.
bit.
Bye, Bubs. Don't eat the eraser.
All right, then this will be a good one too. We got the Seahawks at Arizona Cardinals. Division game on the line.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing?
Of course.
You sound so sure. I'm going to my Christine ways with this one.
You went with the Cardinals?
I did.
I'm going with Papa P.
That was not broccoli.
Why not though? I mean, the Cardinals aren't doing bad.
No, they're another team that's just barely cutting it, you know? Like, they're getting close, I feel like, but not quite it. Are you thinking?
No, the next matchup is the Rams and the Bucks, and I was just like, I think that's a 4:00 game.
At
Tampa. How has Tampa been having so many I feel like every single game has been at Tampa.
Is it me? I thought the same thing too. There's been so many home games.
Why do they get so
Unless,
many?
like, the back half of the schedule is
I feel
very
like I
much
keep
away.
seeing or hearing Tampa Bay in the background and seeing that stupid pirate flag on the
Weren't
field.
they home last week too?
Yes. Against the Ravens on Thursday.
After this, real quick, we gotta look up. I mean, obviously, it has to even out.
They're going to
But
have
are
a
they
bunch of away
backloading
games, but
theirs?
that sounds
Yeah.
terrible for them because they're going to be bouncing around all over the place. Like, that takes away practice, too. You know what I mean? Like,
Guys.
oops, my daily
How dare you? Just kidding.
mark on the table. Okay, so yeah, then we got the Rams at Tampa. Why?
Oh, my God.
This is a tough one.
That's a tough one. Mediocre versus mediocre-er. And with the Bucks being at home.
Is Cooper Kupp injured?
He does have an injury, but I think I read that it's not significant.
So I did see a really cool video, like a lip reading video of when Mike Evans threw that punch through Tom Brady and he was with the ref and it looks like he says, "It was Tom Brady. What do you expect me to do?"
He did say that.
That's pretty awesome.
He did say that. I think that's cool too.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't appropriate, but he's defending his teammate.
But he's also defending Tom Brady. Like, it's
He's
also,
defending his quarterback. Yeah, like, he's
Tom
like, this is the
Brady.
GOAT.
Yeah, like, what do you...
I know, I think that's
and then
pretty cool,
to, like,
too.
argue with the ref and say that
Yeah.
is also, like, kind of cool. All right, I know what I'm going with.
I don't know, Allie. I don't know. I feel like I want to go one way because my brain says, how much more can you lose?
Well, don't forget about your golden feathers.
My golden feathers?
Gold and feathers. Oh, I thought you don't mean yourself. Okay, never mind. Forget that. You're talking about which of these
I am
two
a
losing
loser.
record teams can lose
Harder?
more.
Yeah.
Well, the Rams have one less loss than the Bucks, if that makes any difference.
Okay.
But the Bucks have more division wins.
Listen, I'm already in the dirt as far as my
How about the
predictions
Rams?
go, so I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Okay, that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, whatever. My team
Bucks
sucks.
did
My fantasy team sucks. My predictions suck. So whatever. What I have to
The
lose.
Flyers just scored.
Nice.
Let's go against Toronto. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Anyway, you know, I think it's cool to have sports going on while we film this. Also, I think we're leaning a little bit, but I don't know if that's just me.
I think we might be leading.
Anyway,
We should have my live sports ticker in the background.
can we do that?
We should start doing
We
that.
can't get infringing.
I don't think so.
All right.
Because it just says the names. It doesn't say it doesn't have logos or anything.
Cool. Okay.
We should do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be sweet. We're gonna do
It's pretty much just going to be basketball and hockey.
Yeah, we're
not. Okay, anyway, then we got the Titans at the Chiefs. Chiefs are coming off a bye week, too. It's in Kansas City.
I feel like Kansas City has also had a lot of home games.
I don't think so.
I feel like they have.
They had 3, I think. 3 or 4. The Chargers game was away, I think. Their first 2 games, I think, were away.
You got it?
Yeah, I went with the Chiefs.
Me too. How could you not? I feel bad
Even
that
though
I
I
ever
need
doubted
Derrick
them.
Henry to run a lot.
Obviously, he can
again.
still run a lot. Don't worry. That'll be a nice game to watch.
Ooh, this is also going to be an interesting one. The Ravens at the Saints. This is our Monday night game. Okay, so Titans Chiefs is the Sunday night game, and Ravens Saints is the Monday night game. This is in New Orleans.
Nice. Nolans. Okay. You're thinking hard. Broccoli.
I mean, either one of these teams could walk away with the win.
True.
Do we think Deshaun Jackson is going to play?
Oh, maybe. We should look into that.
He's still sitting on my bench.
We did talk about that.
My secret weapon. So I was reading some stuff about that, and because I guess Rashad Bateman is still injured.
Yeah, he's out.
And that's why I think Deshaun Jackson might end up playing. I'm not going to play him this week, but they were saying that the coach is very confident in Deshaun Jackson, and I didn't realize he's 36. I thought he was 32 or 33.
He's older than me.
So, but he still looks great.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have great chemistry on the Ravens. But they also kind of like the fact that them putting in Deshaun Jackson is going to make teams either not know what to do as far as who to cover. They're going to kind of use him as bait.
Okay.
Or
he's
a
distraction.
Plan. Yeah.
I like that.
It's interesting.
It is
so
interesting.
I guess they're just going to see how other teams react to him.
I think Deshaun Jackson coming back is interesting. It's just such an interesting thing.
But he never announced that he was retiring either.
No, but it's just, the whole thing is very fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it.
So he just, I guess his contract ended on the Eagles and then he went to free agency?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I didn't really keep up with him.
I went with the Ravens.
I went with the Ravens as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make me as nervous because it's a wash either way. And then also for bye weeks, we have a lot of bye teams, so pay attention with your fantasy teams.
Yes.
We have the 49ers, the Broncos, Dallas and the Giants, Browns and the Steelers all on a bye this week. I'm relieved, I guess, that I don't have to worry about Dallas or the Giants winning a game.
And then they play us next week, so you should be worried about that. Oh, if we win against the Cowboys, that'd be so cool.
Oh, I would love it.
We always win on the
I
Cowboys.
hope you guys, well, you're definitely going to have your defense, on point.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I don't know. This week, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this week goes.
Yeah.
Not like it's hard, but it might be.
Hey, I told you, we started out against the Lions and we're 7-0.
Yeah.
You guys have 7 more games coming up.
We just need a little pep in our step again.
Things are slowly looking more in form. I wouldn't say they're coming together, but you guys are starting to look a little bit better.
Rogers was on McAfee yesterday, and McAfee asked him, Do you think you guys, like, because, during the Bills game, it looked like you guys were kind of figuring it out. Do you think you figured it out? And Rodgers was like, I don't think we figured it out. And that didn't make me feel very good.
There's a lot of different ways, like directions you guys can go, and I think you guys just haven't.
Yeah, maybe we just need a win.
Yeah, wins are always good.
Wins are good.
All right, we got 23 minutes till game time.
We gotta
Go
get
Phillies,
to it. Go
Phillies!
Phillies!
Go Pack
Eagles, go Pack go!
Good luck with your predictions.
Good luck with your fantasy
matchups.
teams. Yeah.
Good week. Happy to be back this week.
I know. Yeah, we'll see you next
We
week.
feel
Probably on
nice and
Wednesday.
refreshed from our bye week. Our bye week, not our bye week.
Yeah,
but,
our bye week.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I guess we'll be back next Wednesday again. We
Gonna
decided.
try, yeah.
Wednesday
I
night?
think Wednesday is gonna be our day next week. So
Cool. All right.
We'll see you guys then.
next time.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.